Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show, the capital of consumer commerce and home of the one-man brand. We believe advertising is awesome, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the interwebs. Today, it is Wednesday, August 26, 2026, in the year of our Lord, coming to you live and in living color from a beautiful yet undisclosed location hidden in the Austin, Texas hills, or brought to you by Slash, Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, Tide, Trend Track, Propel, Rich Panel, Intelligence, Northbeam, Saguno, Postscript, and more. And boy, have we got a jam-packed show for you today. Good golf getting canceled in a big way. What was the ad? What was the content that provoked such a response for them to be taken off shelves and more? What to do about it? Going to dive into it. Apple has released what some are calling human slop. Their new ad for the Mac Mini probably could have been done by a winsome AI video platform. It is true. It is true. We're going to dive into it and talk all about it. Meta is agreed to pay U.S. states $17 billion, a much lower sum than what they could have paid, and are making giant changes to the platform for users under 18, important to all of us inside of e-commerce. And what does the daily schedule of a 100-plus client e-com agency look like? We're going to be talking about it. Joined today by Jared Gutstadt, founder of Rebel Audio, Matt D'Elia, writer, director, host of Matt D'Elia is Confused, JT Sarafa, founder of JTS Growth and co-owner, member at Pop Daddy Snacks, as well as Alex McEachern, head of marketing at Intelligems. Also going to be joined top of the show here by the one and only Nate Lagos, founder of Shootin Doubles. As always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Colin Dougherty. Colin, run inside the show. Get in here.
What up?
Wow.
Wow.
It's a good day. It's a good day. This is a full day. There's a
Full day for us.
lot of news to be talked about,
Emotion.
a lot of important news, a lot of emotion to be talked about, a lot of important guests here coming on the show. One reason I'm excited is that we are about to be joined by the copywriting king himself, the founder of Shootin Doubles, the one and only Nate Lagos. Nate Lagos, welcome inside the show. Get in here.
Whoa.
Hey.
Wow, I thought we little pink energy drink gang today.
Oh, I thought we were matching with Alani. I thought we were going matching Alani today.
No, you know I'm a Red Bull maximalist.
You are a Red Bull maximalist.
How did you guys get Matt D'Elia on the pod, by the way?
We're cute like that. We're cute like that. Chill.
Things happen. Things happen,
you guys. I used to sponsor him and his brother's podcast when I was at OG.
Incredible.
Big fan.
Incredible.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about a new exciting project with him that we are going to be talking
Jack
about.
likes that.
Producer Jack says this, we are cute. She says that. We are cute.
Yeah,
like
that.
Gentlemen, top story of the day here, the current thing inside of our world and upon the interwebs, good golf. Getting thoroughly canceled right now. And by canceled, what do I mean? I mean their products taken out of Golf Galaxy and Dick's and more, and it happening at a very fast pace. For those who don't know Good Golf, incredibly popular YouTube channel inside of the golf niche, so much so that they're like having official PGA Tour like events. Okay. Massive creators. The story here, what is the hubbub all about? There was an ad, a video. I'd like to bring this back to the start here, Producer Jack. We don't need sound on, but I do think that the people should see it. They are debuting a new driver, and the first 15 seconds of this specifically, you can see said creator person inside of Good Golf. There is a girl who goes to grab his driver, the new driver that will be debuting. He goes and basically mows her over. It looks like a football-esque type move. What I do have linked for us here is the full video. Most people are not seeing the full video. I bring this up, and I will just give my take here at the front. Gentlemen, I think the whole video is a wreck. I mean, I don't think this is a good video kicking off, hey, we have a new driver. Okay, I don't. I do think it's a little out of step for good, simply because, of course, need to say this. Nobody's for, battering women. Nobody's for assaulting women. I think that is largely what the controversy is here about the first 15 seconds of the show. Nobody's for that. We are not for that. I have many daughters myself. I don't want them getting mowed over. What I will say, Good sits in this like very squeaky clean kind of dude perfect Savannah Bananas type ecosystem in terms of who watches them and kind of where they live and play. Done collabs with Dude Perfect, etc. This feels like what they're trying to do, especially watch the whole video. It feels like what they're trying to do is a kind of horror film type thing. There's like something about the driver that makes you crazy, kind of makes you a bad guy. You watch the rest of the video, like the guy ends up doing like the smile. I don't know if you guys remember that horror movie where they did the smile. He like gets the driver and he like kind of turns evil, and the whole video doesn't make sense. Okay. The whole video, I feel like I don't know what's going on here. The first 15 seconds is what gets them in trouble. A lot to talk about here in terms of the creative. Also, like what to do should an onslaught of bad PR like this happen. Colin Dougherty, we start here with you. Your thoughts of what's going on with Good Golf and what to do.
What's crazy, and I'll throw this out to everybody, is that Callaway, there were layers upon layers of approvals for this to go live. It's not like there's just one person at Callaway who's like, yeah, this is good. For an org the size of Callaway, there's multiple levels. There's multiple people looking at this video and being like, this is good. We put our brand behind this. This was well made. And we give you guys the thumbs up on posting this. I think there should be a ton of bad press and a ton of kind of push back to Good Golf. I don't think enough is actually being pushed to Callaway themselves because they are a part of this. They had to go through the approval process. Everybody knows that when you are operating with a brand of that level, you have to go through approvals for content in order to post. You can't just post willy-nilly and the brand's like, yeah, you're fine. Go for it. Just do it. That's just not how it works at this level. And so, yes, Good is entirely at fault because the content is terrible. It's atrocious, and it's just a bad ad. There's also a second party to this when in Callaway Golf where they let it happen. They can't just kind of throw their hands up and be like, oh my God, how did this happen?
No. That's true.
No, that's total BS, and they should be held accountable for that.
This is, I think this is a good point to underline, and especially for those who like don't know how marketing, e-com, et cetera works. There's no way you get some kind of partnership with Callaway and your ad creative's not reviewed like 5 times by somebody, and it's like
at least 5 people.
It's like it makes you want to pull your hair out when you are on said marketer side. It's like, brother, just let it run and let me see if I can make some money with it. It is a quite intensive review process. Usually, I'll say this too, Nate, before we turn to you, just so that people can see like the outline of what's happened here. Callaway CEO announces investigation into ad approval. PGA Tour CEO Brian Rolap calls initial statement disappointing. Won't commit to Good Championship's future. Golf Channel postpones bid break and Good premiere. Okay, that was like a channel, a TV show, a content piece after Golf Galaxy drops show sponsorship. Golf Galaxy and Dick's Sporting Goods removed Good merch from the online retail sites. Previously had a nationwide deal. So this is like a massive multi-tiered situation. I say that to say now we turn the steering wheel over to Nate Lagos. What are your thoughts on this, Nate?
I've got a bunch. I want to talk about this from like the marketing perspective and then the backlash perspective and then like the golf world's perspective, because I think you got to understand all three to get a good look at what's going on here. First and foremost, from the marketing perspective, this is terrible content, which is very surprising because like they obviously know how to create good content. Whether or not your cup of tea is like up for debate, but you don't get millions and millions of views on YouTube again and again and again because you're bad content creators. So it's so weird to see them choose like some weird horror movie parody skit as the launch for a major club deal with a major golf manufacturer. Like that makes no sense to me. From the golf perspective, the world of golf has been turning on them for months anyway. You've seen hashtags on Twitter talking about shrink the game and how like we don't need this new modern childish fratty era of golf. Like there needs to be some class brought back to the game. So I think a lot of this backlash is actually just pent up frustration with what people view as good as the symbol as like the downfall of like respectable golf behavior. So they gave people an opportunity to hate on them for something dumb, and people are taking it. But I think very little of the backlash we're seeing has really anything to do with this video, and more has to do with the golf world was turning on this type of content and these types of creators, and they're going to take this opportunity to stomp them out and be done with it once and for all.
I wonder if I'm in Good's seat, if I'm in Callaway's seat, I wonder, like, what do I do? What do I do? And I say this to say my usual take for bad PR, negative comments, my usual take is to say nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like not what's going on here, though. Okay. I mean, you got big pieces that are being dropped, PGA making statements, getting removed from said websites, etc. I feel like at this point you can't like not say anything. Usually, you know, news cycles are short, they're quick, they go by, people forget. A lot of times your customers don't ever see them. For this kind of thing, though, there comes a big question like, what do I actually do? How do we make it right? I think there's an interesting, larger kind of cultural niche conversation, like you're bringing up here, Nate. Like, how can we like endear ourselves to the larger golf community without, you know, giving away kind of what has made us popular, which is being funny and winsome and you know, mostly clean and doing things that actually a significant amount of people enjoy. It is a quandary. I actually don't know what I would do in this situation. Gentlemen, responses from you. What do you do?
Is anyone accusing them of like actually pushing a pro domestic violence agenda?
I not that I've heard. Not that I've heard. It's mostly just like, this is horrible. And, you know, lots of reaction about how horrible it is. And again, it's a bad piece of content. Nobody's for beating up women. Nobody's for beating up anyone. But it's I don't think anyone's accusing them of being like pro domestic violence, pro female battery. I don't think so.
I think Nate's frozen.
Nate may be frozen.
Frozen with his eyes shut while he's thinking. He's thinking about it. Yeah,
he's in deep thought right now.
He's in deep thought right now. He's really thinking about this.
Just bring him out, producer Jack, and he'll come back to us. Colin, what would you do in this situation?
What would I do? I would probably make an official statement. If I was Good Day, I would apologize. Good. If I was Good, I would apologize. I would then work on making an entire campaign around supporting women of domestic violence. And I'm so serious on that. And I would maybe donate like half of the YouTube channel's proceeds for the month or for the foreseeable like couple months to those actual organizations. This is a nightmare. This is a PR nightmare. I would potentially even hire the most expensive PR team in the entire world because this is like blacklisted. This is the closest thing to blacklisted as possible. It
kind of feels like that.
And so it's kind of like you're just going to be on YouTube. Like that's all. That's your only outlet. You're just going to be on YouTube. That's it. And you better figure out that lane really quick because that's going to be your only revenue channel moving forward. I will say, I'll throw this out there. Dick's is removing them from their entire shelf so that they're removing all of their product from their entire shelf for nationwide on all the Dicks. It's an opportunity for a brand that's pretty cool to slide in there and actually get a slot now that Dick's has an opening slot. I would say like, hey, we're a really awesome golf brand. We've like been trying to work with you guys for forever. We think we would be like a great next man up and would work together with Dick's in an incredible way. If you guys, I know you guys are trying to look for somebody to fill that slot. Like we would be an awesome partner for that. Here's what we're doing. And so I think this is an opportunity for another golf brand to kind of fill that slot now.
Producer Jack, can you bring up this? Nate is back. Nate,
he's back.
You're here. You're with us. You're among us.
Among us is crazy, dude.
It may
Man,
gigabyte fiber internet. I don't know what's going
it may still be
T.
crashing now. We'll see. We shall
mid
see.
crash.
I bring this up here just to give us some insight into like what happened, what it looked like on the Golf Galaxy side.
I
This is
forgot
a
about that
person
too.
who received a DM. They said, I work at Golf Galaxy this morning around 9:30. We got an urgent message from corporate saying that all good merchandise needs to be pulled from our shelves immediately. Just spent the last 45 minutes pulling head covers, apparels, chrome, softs, etc. And they have a picture of pulling all said goods. I mean, this is millions of dollars of
Millions of
merchandise.
dollars.
It's millions of dollars. And why don't you bring Nate out? Yeah, producer Jack, until he can come back to us. It's millions of dollars in merchandise. This is a PR nightmare. And I agree with you. It's worth hiring the absolute best in the biz. And it's worth exploring whatever one can do in order to heal the situation, because it's bad. It's bad out there.
I'm so serious in like, I would potentially even level up my 50% of YouTube revenue to 100% of revenue as like we're so sorry we messed up. We make a ton of money on YouTube. We are going to donate all of that moving forward for the next 3-6 months. And like, I am so sorry. I am deadly serious. I think they should do that. They might have to do that.
Whatever's going to help, I think they need to deploy and employ it. I wish this would not happen, simply because I just want everybody to win. I want the brands in our space to win. I want the creators in our space to win. My takeaway is, gosh, which I'm sure they already did, better check and review those ads and creatives before they go out.
Crazy.
Triple
this
check.
was greenlit.
And you know, apparently all the checks it went through, like nobody flagged it for like, hey, this may not look so good.
I think there's also going to be fallout from somebody at Callaway has to take the axe for this. I think that's what's going to happen is like this just is like inexcusable at like a super high level. And so I think somebody at Callaway is also going to have to fall on the sword for this one.
Tough. I hate to see it.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
Not good.
Not good. Moving forward to our stories of the day, ladies and gentlemen, on our way, word from our sponsors over at Proxima AI. Play it for us, producer Jack. Your buyer data already knows what ad you need to make next. You just can't read it yet. Most brands and marketers brief from instinct. Okay, what's our best performing ad? Let's change a little bit. Proxima changes the input here, reads your conversions against real shoppers across 2,000 plus e-commerce brands. Shows you exactly who's buying, what else they respond to, and where your account has gaps. You just wire up Meta, wire up Shopify. Proxima begins to map every conversion back to a real buyer segment inside the commerce graph. And no longer are you briefing from a blank page. You get a feed of creative briefs. First 3 briefs are going to be free for you every single month. Go to Proxima.ai. Stop the slop. Many thanks for Proxima being part of Apple, ladies and gentlemen, a much beloved brand among us. Apparently, maybe Nate Lagos is back.
Allegedly.
Let's try him. Let's try and get him back. Let's go, Nate. Let's go.
We should get whoever is a competitor to AT&T Internet to sponsor the show, because they're letting us down.
Starlink.
Is that who you have? Do you have?
Yeah, I have AT&T, and it's supposed to be really
Starlink.
good.
Wow.
And once a week, it decides like I can't have internet Wednesdays at 12 Central. So,
well, the good
legitimately,
news is
Starlink.
you're back. Yeah, maybe Starlink is the answer.
I'm back. Thanks for the patience.
Apple, ladies and gentlemen, a beloved brand among us, especially those of us who are marketers and creatives, etc. They have released an ad for the new Mac Mini. Bring up this ad for us, producer Jack. And once again, I think we don't have to have sound on here. We can just play said thing. Everyone can see it. It is a claymation ad of sorts. Starts in a funny, interesting way. Mac Mini grows arms, does all of the things. When I saw this, I initially thought, well, that looks a lot like the AI ads that we've all been making and automating, etc. There are ways to make said things now. I thought, it's kind of interesting for Apple to go this route. Wouldn't quite expect this of them. You know, they put this out 5 years ago, probably a different kind of reception at this point in time. To me, this looks like an AI ad that various people among us have made. Next, here, bring up this next tweet. Producer Jack, Phil Winkle had this to say of future commerce. He said, Apple, a company falling very behind in AI, spends a lot of energy showing you proof of human work. This video was released to show how much human effort was made to actually make a claymation ad. And I must say, it is quite impressive. At this point, though, it kind of makes me think like you probably just should have spent the 200 or 300 credits inside of Higgsfield or some other tool to just automate this thing. To me, it doesn't quite have the same effect. And maybe one could call this human slop in the 2026 AI marketing era. We start with you, Nate Lagos. Your thoughts on this, sir?
Do you guys think Apple has like a product or marketing strategy these days?
I don't. I would hope so. I hope so.
Just kind of along for the ride, because when I think about like classic Apple ads that like paved the way for a lot of advertisers, their Think Different campaign is in textbooks in every college marketing course, and like it just feels like they're fallen so far. And I don't really know how or why or what happened. I don't know if Steve Jobs was just the genius behind it all, and they're missing that still. But yeah, this feels like so weird to sell a tool primarily designed to help people work with AI, to go above and beyond, to be like, no AI was used in the making of this ad. Feels like a weird move to me. So yeah, I just like don't know what they wanted the response to be. Maybe they wanted people to be impressed with claymation for the first time since 1938 when it was invented, but I don't know. This just feels like a miss.
It feels like something that could have been produced with AI. Why not? If you want to like, value, uplift the craft, like why not make something that definitely looks not like made by AI?
Well, they had a bunch of ads years ago showing like movies and like cinematic shots that were filmed on an iPhone, and it was like such a great example of like, look what this tool can create. And they had an opportunity to do it here, and they decided to use clay.
Your thoughts on this, Colin Dougherty?
It's really funny because I feel like this campaign started with someone in a room and like a lot of people sitting around a table, and basically one person was like, we should do something interesting. Let's do something interesting and creative. And then it was like, that was kind of how they tried to do this, where it's like, instead of pushing the product, they were trying to do something interesting instead. It wasn't marketing the product. It's showing how smart we are. It's how smart Apple is, not how smart actually the computer is. This was a weird one for me because it's like, I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember the old iPod commercials where it's like all the colors, the silhouette, the guys dancing, and you have all the people dancing? Like they have so many opportunities with like iconic moments with how good their products are to make incredible creative. They could have some of the best creative minds in there if they wanted to. They have all of the cash to hire those people, but somehow they aren't executing on that. And I truly don't get it. I truly don't get it.
It seems like a miss in the sense that it doesn't like show off the product at all. I say this to say, like, Nate, your example with Shot on iPhone, incredible thing that they just created. And you see like the directors like using the iPhone. It's like, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. It makes me think, oh, what could I do if I have that thing? Same with the generational type ads of the iPod. It's like, you see the wires. Obviously, I'm still rocking them. And you see said people, they're dancing, and boy, they got the colors and everything. And it makes you think like, yeah, I want that swag. I want to be dancing and looking cool and feeling fine like that. I want that too. With this, it's just, look, here's the new Mac Mini. And look at our fun clay that's happening around here. It's a little bit of an off. It's an off. It's a missing. I don't know what's going on with this one. Alex Griefeld, she says, I think AI is going to kill Apple's whole minimalist millennial optimism aesthetic. If you're going to invest in humans, why make something that looks like it could have been easily produced with AI? Average consumer is going to form an impression before they see the behind the scenes. She says this is woke 3.0 affirmative action for human-made slop, is what she says, which is an interesting phrasing of this. It feels like a big miss.
Yeah. I think Colin's analysis for once on the show is spot on. Really, no, like I like we've seen this happen with brands that we're all familiar with, where like the marketing team gets a little high on themselves, and it's like, hey, we're gonna take this product launch, or we're gonna take this brand moment as an opportunity to show everyone what insightful, forward-thinking marketers we are, and they completely miss talking to the customer, and they completely miss giving you reasons and examples and methods of persuasion as to why you should buy the product. And I don't like that. It doesn't work. But they're Apple, and they're big enough, and the tool is good enough that it'll sell itself. So like whatever. But yeah, not impressed with Apple's marketing team on this one.
Probably not going to miss any quarterly earnings.
No, they'll be fine.
I think they'll be fine.
They have so much cash. They have so much cash. I don't think you guys understand how much like raw cash they have on hand. It's like the #1 in all of the world. They have the most cash on hand.
Yeah, they would. I think they would beat like most countries, probably including ours.
I think they do. I think they beat like multiple countries in cash on hand.
Yeah,
they may. Another very important company among us with interesting things changing and happening. Meta has reached a $17.1 billion settlement over claims that its social platforms harmed children. Now, I say, 17 billion sounds like a lot. Actually, they could have paid a lot more. I mean, this was looking at a kind of a, kill the company type of lawsuit and thing that could have transpired. They've settled for 17 Bs. The agreement will include major changes to its apps for users under 18, including new usage limits and nighttime blocks nationwide. Now, those changes I find very interesting. I actually wonder if they would be healthier for all of us. This second tweet outlines from Morning Brew what those changes are. Major changes coming to Facebook and Instagram for users under 18. Strict time limits, 2 hours per day. Content banning use of beauty filters, ability to deactivate algorithmic feed. Kind of crazy. Maybe just go back to like following the people that you actually follow, seeing their stuff. Concealing likes, totals, other reactions. Wow. Nighttime blocks, midnight to 6 a.m. That's out. Notifications silenced 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's out. School mode, push notifications blocked. Mindfulness reminders after 15 minutes of continuous use at 60 and 90 minutes of total use daily, 2 hours total. This is a big change. It's a big change. I don't know how seismic of a shift it actually means for revenues inside of our various consumer brands who are trying to win business inside of the feed. But a big one, to say the least. I actually wonder if we might all be a little healthier at the end of the day if we even the adults in the room abided by said restrictions. We start with you, Colin Dougherty. Your thoughts on this?
This is going to be a huge win for TikTok and Snapchat now that the new restrictions are in. Pretty wild. This is going to be a big loss for Meta because Meta has an aging issue right now. When you think about Facebook, I know exactly who it comes to mind when I say Facebook user. You guys are all thinking about the boomers that are like posting way too awkwardly on social feeds that don't know it's actually a public post and not a private message. And you're like, dude, seriously? Why did you post that? That is how Meta is currently marketed right now. And that's who the end user is. Meta has to get younger in order to keep feeding that algorithm, keep feeding that ad model. They just got their legs chopped out from underneath of them for that younger demographic that they actually really need to have. And so, yes, it's like $16 billion, but the loss in ad revenue is going to be pretty sizable because now all they have is basically some cooked mid 30-year-olds now that are on the app, and then the old boomers. So this is going to be a pretty big deal.
I do believe details here inside the story. New York Times put out a significant article on this. I do believe like the details of this agreement do play into TikTok, YouTube, and Snap. Like there's like some other legal claims and things in the courts right now, where there may be an amalgamation of like, hey, everybody's got to cooperate here together, and there are new restrictions on all of the platforms. Now that remains to be seen. But
I doubt TikTok abides by that, or they can enforce that, given how they are structured as a company. The Chinese are just going to be like, no, bye.
Well,
Maybe Snapchat gets hit.
TikTok is owned inside the U.S. now.
Sure. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy. Keep telling yourself that. Whatever lets you sleep at night. That's nice.
Nate Legos, your thoughts on
Colin, full of good points on the show today. Bonus points to Colin, please. Dude, it's so funny that, you know, everyone under 18 who's big on Instagram is going to be so upset about this, and everyone who read that over 30 is like, I wish that's what Instagram was. Like, I so badly would self-impose all of those restrictions on me. But super interesting. I don't know how much it's going to affect a lot of the brands we're familiar with in our world, just because people under 18 don't have money.
Right.
You know, like I work with a couple brands now that skew younger, but when we say younger, I mean like 22 to 26.
Yeah.
So I think for us, for now, we're safe. What I do think is going to be more important is how well can some of these brands start to activate on other channels to reach the younger crowd. So when they turn 22 and they have some money to spend, we've already built up brand affinity. I think that's really going to be like the second and third order effects of it. But for now, I think it's good. Keep the kids off social media too much. First of all, this shouldn't have had to happen. Parents should have been doing a better job at this. But yeah, for now, I think good job, Meta, for trying to solve a problem.
Can you imagine what would happen to all of our CPMs and targeting and more if there was like a mass movement of adults opting into this? Like somehow you can just turn it on and Instagram is back to 2016 and you're just like seeing like photos,
and only 2 hours a day,
videos from your friends, only 2 hours a day. Like, can you imagine what a massive landslide inside of our industry?
That would ruin our industry.
It
would. That would delete brands very quickly.
It would, man.
Brands is crazy.
It would be like the it'd be like the Thanos snap. I mean, it would
100%.
absolutely delete businesses inside of our industry.
I will say, I've been saying on the show since we started to diversify your spend off of Meta, and I have yet to be proven wrong. Well, I will say that.
All right. I give Colin a couple compliments, and all of a sudden he's getting a little he's getting a little high on himself over there in North
crazy.
Carolina.
I might be the man. I might be the man.
I might just be the guy. I might be the guy.
Yeah.
Last story in our stories of the day, gentlemen. This one got a lot of heat. A lot of thoughts, a lot of takes to be had on Max Sturdivant's daily schedule. Look at this behemoth. I'll just say, when you look at this thing, you realize Max is a dog. He is an absolute dog. Look at this schedule. Rising at 4:45 a.m. Coffee, quick shower, no scrolling. 5 a.m. Write and review content before anyone's up. Does that for the first hour. 6 o'clock to 6:30, put together this week's team training. 6:30 to 7:30, deep work on one needle moving task. Brand audit at 7:30. 8:30, record short form while the coffee still works. 9 o'clock, internal team calls back to back. Sales calls at 10. 11 o'clock to 11:15, eat lunch in 15 minutes. That is the schedule.
Dialed.
11:15 to 12, walk outside with a business pod. Little, helping one grow. 12 o'clock, more calls, networking, coaching. 2 p.m., clear every message that came in that day. 3, second deep work block. Phone face down. That's a detail there. Gym at 5. 6:30, food and shower. Unwind from 7 to 8. Read, asleep by 8:30. This is a mountain of a daily schedule. Nate Legos, your thoughts on this? Is this similar to what yours looks like?
No. I couldn't come up with a calendar more dissimilar to mine. And for the record, I like Max. I think he's smart.
Great.
This calendar is my nightmare. If my business required me to work like this, like I would hate it. I would hate it. But that's why I didn't build my business like this. That's why I told you guys a month ago, I'm not starting an agency. I'm just a glorified freelancer over here. Just me on my own, writing every word for clients and having a great time. But yeah, to me, like that's just not how I want to live my life right now at all. I think Max is younger. I think he's like early 20s.
Young guy. Yeah.
No kids, no girl. So like grind away, dude. Like get it. I think by the time he's 30, he's going to be lapping me and income. So like, you know, hats off. He probably is now. So like get it, dude. Love it. Love the hustle. It couldn't be further than what I want out of my life right now, though.
I have to say, I mean, I think the guy is built for the grind. When we had him
100%.
on the show, I mean, it was, I mean, he was like a machine gun, you know, just
honestly, my biggest question is like, I don't see any other caffeine stops throughout the day besides the one at 5 a.m.
Right.
There's got to be some stimulants going on. Yeah.
I've got at least a couple of stimulants over here right now.
Yeah,
Colin
me too.
Dougherty, is this schedule your flavor, sir?
Okay. I love this schedule. I think this is a really awesome schedule. I think this is the correct schedule for the season of life that Max is in. I say that with a caveat for the season of the life for the season of life that he is in, also his age, and also the fact that he is single. So like you have all of this like ability to do this when you are a young buck and you're just grinding. Like I truly think you should probably work like 11, 12-hour days and just absolutely throw yourself into work to build something completely unique. That's what he's doing. I think it comes a point where you're like, you know, I actually want to have a relationship. Okay, well, that's good. That's a new foundation of life that you have to explore. Okay, well, maybe I want to have, you know, kids. That's a new foundation of life you have to explore. That would adjust this schedule pretty dramatically. But I think for the season of life that Max is in right now, this is totally, totally on point, and I could not support it more. I think that more guys his age should do this, should absolutely throw themselves into work, not date anybody, not come up for a single breath for 3 years, and see if you can change your life.
Let me squeak this in, Nate. Let me squeak this in. I'll say yes and amen to your take there, Colin. I'll also say you can be married with a whole bunch of babies and you can still keep this schedule and be a dog. But you gotta have the right partner in the boat with you. You gotta have
totally
for sure partner in the boat with you. Now, unfortunately,
oh, you're gonna cut me off.
We must move forward, Nate Legos. And we
because
love
Matt
you.
D'Elia is here, and
Matt D'Elia is here. Jingle Jared is here. I mean, it happens every now and again. But we need what should we be looking at? I know your roster is full, but anything else exciting on your side?
No, I'm going to take my opportunity to plug here to just compliment Matt D'Elia a little bit. If you can hear me, dude, I'm a big fan. I used to sponsor Lifeline, and congrats when I was at Original Grain. Love you, and Chris, hope you guys are great. Can't believe you're on the show. That's awesome. So hats off to the guys for getting you on. But that's my plug for today because my client roster is full. I don't have anything to sell y'all right now. Life's good. I'm chilling. So hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Nate. Moving forward here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Jingle Jared Gutstadt, founder of Rebel Audio Allure, great legend of advertising, music, the mashup together thereof, builder of media, and more. And we also have the one and only Matt D'Elia coming inside of this show, host of Matt D'Elia is Confused, filmmaker, writer, actor, all of the things. They are coming inside the show. Before they come, a word from our sponsors over at Sati and Propel. Play it for us, producer Jack. People are the most important part of your business, and finding real A players is hard and incredibly time-consuming. Propel is the best recruitment agency out there for e-com brands and agencies who source talent from the US, Latin America, and beyond. We're talking video editors, graphic designers, media buyers, and more. The best part is they work on performance. You only pay a one-off fee, no retainers and no ongoing costs. Every hire comes backed by a free month guarantee. Go to wearepropel.com/ecom-cowboy-propel. If you mention Ecomm Cowboy, you're gonna get 10% off your first hire. Many thanks for Propel being part of this show. Your affiliate program. looks fine on paper. Commissions going out, sales coming in, but the industry is built on last click attribution. It's an oversimplification of affiliates as a channel. Sati is the first affiliate platform built on multi-touch attribution, cookieless, Shopify native, services who introduced your customer, who nurtured them along the way, and who closed the sale. So you're no longer just looking at a flat list of commission payouts. You have a map of how your affiliate channel moves people through the buying decision. Go to mysati.io/champion/ecom-cowboy. Get 20% off your plan. Many thanks for Sati being part of. Coming inside of this show right now, the one and only Jingle Jared of advertising lore, now newly minted founder, bringing forth the Canva of podcasting of sorts over at Rebel Audio and more. We also have the one and only Matt D'Elia coming inside of the show. We must welcome them and bring them in here together. Everybody welcome the one and only Jared and Matt D'Elia. Get inside the show, Jared.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Get it.
Let's
Get,
go.
yes. Let's go. Let's go, Matt.
Go.
Very appropriate.
It's a trifecta. I love this.
It's a trifecta. Now I feel like
the majority rule, so we got
I feel like Colin. I feel now.
I could pull mine
missing
out, but it's
something.
too big.
It's too
it
big.
won't fit.
Whoa.
It's too big.
Yeah,
Too big.
I could do it. I'll do it. I'll do it for the vibes. Super
Do it for
Yeah,
the
let's do
vibes.
it.
Do it for the vibes, Colin. Now, Jared, I don't know how. But brother, you know everyone, everywhere who's ever been inside of Hollywood and media and more. And it seems that maybe you and Matt have a very interesting project of sorts coming up, perhaps. I would love to hear this. I'd love to hear how you guys met, what you got going on.
It's early days for our world. And by the way, hopefully you can you guys hear me okay? Sometimes we've had
You
technical
look great.
difficulties
You
here.
sound great, Jared.
All right. So Matt is someone who I spent a lot of time as I got to know Matt. He described on the edge of the internet. So I follow accounts that I'm amused with. I follow people that I'm amused by. That's how I found you guys. That's how I found him. But it's very rare. And I'm by the way, I'm excited to meet you guys in person at some point as well. But when I met Matt in person, it clicked immediately because there's certain things in life where you meet somebody and you can decide within a second, you're like, I'm either going to know this person a long time and it's going to click, or I'll probably never see this person again based on the algorithmic life match of either when we were born or the movies we were allowed to watch when we were young, or the sense of humor, or even the memes that we've been fed through our algorithm. It was like a perfect match. And more to that, he's also very quick brained and also a media minded person. So when we connected, I was just formulating how we're going to get people kickstarted on our platform and the type of people we want to get kickstarted on the platform. So it was as simple as I slid into his DMs. I was like, let's hang out, let's see if there's something to do here. And unlike most people in Hollywood, he is actually pretty smart, and also sees what we're building here.
Let's go.
It's such a weird compliment to give somebody, because you would assume that people everywhere are smart, but he's got he understands what instinctively what we're building. He is someone who is using technology to build a brand, build his voice, and also do it in a way that is consistent. And as I'm meeting all these new types of creators, really fits into the types of people that I would hope would be using the tool that we're building. And also just cutting it back to you guys are consistently using this media platform with live streaming daily. So I thought there'd be a good fit here for you guys to just yap a little bit about your live stream universes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I mean, Matt, you are a live streaming extraordinaire, sir.
a kindred spirit.
And a kindred spirit here, gone from all of the things that you have always done in Hollywood and more, and now going direct to the people, live and in living color. I mean, tell us about how you see the edge of the internet media evolving and such as you continue to live it out.
Yeah, I mean, the way I started, Nate, who shouted me out, who I wish he was still here so I could thank him for that.
Right.
Brain. Shout out to Nate. But
Shout out to Nate.
I started. I wasn't even in podcasting at all until I don't even know 5 years ago or something like that. And I was working steadily in Hollywood as a writer, and I don't know how much your audience knows or how much you guys know about like how Hollywood works, but like you can write 25 scripts, get paid a good payday for 25 scripts. Those 25 scripts will never get made. They're on a shelf in fucking Burbank. Excuse my language, in Burbank. And I don't know what or where or when, or actually I do know they'll never get made. And so you're faced with this thing where it's like, I'm not a comedian. I'm not like that kind of like live performer, or I didn't see myself as such. And so when I started doing Lifeline with my brother, I was like, wait a second. This is a thing that I'm good at, but also more importantly, that I actually like almost as much as the thing that I had spent my whole life doing, right? So it was that kind of thing. But then it was like, well, we're taping it. We're doing it once a week. It's 1 hour a week. And this is not to besmirch my brother in any way, but it's a co-host thing. And and the live sort of like endless live thing, I don't know, I got it in my head where I was like, I can just do this like for a really long time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I started doing my own show like a year ago, just on Patreon. It's gated. After the first hour, it's free to everybody. And then after the first hour, it's gated to Patreon. And then, but yeah, I mean, we're up to like 3,000 members now.
Wow.
It's by far the thing I spend my most time on, my most thought on. And, it's interesting. I heard Prof G. You guys like Prof G, Scott Galloway?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I heard him say something once, and it stuck with me like the things that stick with you when you're 13 that you never forget. But I heard it like a year ago, and it was like, you don't telling everyone they need a passion is a wrong way to live, because a lot of people don't have a passion. I happen to have one, but it's true that most people, they just don't have passions.
Yeah.
And to tell them that they should is kind of bad advice. Follow your passion means you have to have one.
Right.
And his point was, follow what you're good at. Once you find success at doing that, you will become passionate about that, because your not expertise, but your success at that, and that sort of snowball effect of like, wait a second, I can do this. Wait a second, people are responding. Wait a second, my audience is building. Wait a second, Then that becomes passion, because you become passionate about the thing that you're doing now. And that's sort of, with the Patreon at least specifically, has been my experience with it. It's been about a year now, and we just crossed the 3,000 member threshold, and so I'm celebrating that. Yeah,
that's incredible.
Let's go.
Crazy.
That's huge.
That's incredible, Matt.
Matt, you got to talk to us too about, you're flexing a new muscle here, because you're going from writing, directing to live streaming every day. Chris and I know you definitely, there was probably some hurdles and some things that you probably weren't prepared for. Could you talk to us a little bit about that, where it's like, I didn't even know this was going to be a thing I had to go through or a thing I had to learn?
Yeah. You know what's interesting about that? I know a lot of comedians just because of my life and through my brother and all that. I mean, not so much anymore, but I used to. And, they would talk, I would ask them, I'd be like, don't you get like nervous, like going up there, like in front of just strangers every single night? Like, you don't know what's and they looked at me like I had three eyes. Like they looked at me like they were like, this is my job, dude. And I slowly understood that that's literally what they meant. Like, this is just my job. I just show up for my job and I do my work, and that's it. And what I realized when I started podcasting, a lot of what you do in Hollywood is pitching. Yeah. And you walk into a room with someone, one person, two people, sometimes three, sometimes a full boardroom, like it's like a Wolf of Wall Street or some shit. And but you never know what you're walking into. And they could love your idea. They could tell you in the middle that stop. We know we're not going to buy that. And if you do that enough, you I don't want to say develop a skill, but you develop a thick skin.
Sure.
And so once I started podcasting, I really did not know what to expect, which is kind of what you're getting at, because it is so different. But what I didn't think about was how not similar, but like similar feelings wise, in terms of you just fling yourself out there and see what happens. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And with Lifeline, it really worked. And because it really worked right out of the gate, like Prof G says, I was just off to the races.
But it really is like a muscle. And like, look, the reason why we like Matt as well is like the idea that in business right now, that it's like an epidemic where everybody has to be a personal brand and has to be like performatively like business doing. I think that like that, in a weird way, his category of like, he's a writer, he's a creator, less so than like, a Shane Gillis who's selling hard tickets to shows and stuff like that. But this is a way of like having all these different communication hubs, in your life. The same way Prof G, you discovered that quote by one of his many podcasts or ways that you discover him. But I find that the first 1,000 or 10,000 people that are going to come into our platform are going to come from very odd corners of the business universe. Like we want to go after professional associations like real estate agents, dentists, the idea that, Matt would be using or leveraging his personal brand to do a podcast where he's talking about anything from pop culture, but ultimately what they're seeing is his brand in real time. I had a fascinating conversation with one of like the biggest people who like handles these like massive creators that are like in that kind of Alex Hormozy world. But he's like, these people find one thing that they're exceptional at and they drive that message over and over again. They might be saying the exact same thing in every episode the way Prof G is, but they spin it up a little bit differently, which is, again, I think the platform you guys are building is incredible. It's like a personal brand and it's a way of driving commerce back to you. But like Matt was saying, it is a very odd thing to not only have to be really good at what you do for a living, but now perform it all the time for people. And that's where podcasts kind of come in.
That is an interesting dynamic. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Tell me
like
this,
you used to be
Jared.
like a bricklayer. Somebody was a good bricklayer. Now they go on Instagram and like or personal trainer, and it's exhausting. But he's right.
Yeah.
It is a muscle, and if you find your format, everything flows from that.
Yeah.
Jared, tell me this, as you guys have such interesting backgrounds, whether it's Hollywood or Madison Avenue, etc. Now on the edge of new media and developing its various capabilities and such, do you see Rebel Audio ever exploring the live the live experience in total and developing capabilities around and for those who are going live on a daily
what I'm very interested in is the one piece of content to many, and this is again why I reached out to Matt, is like we're in this tinkering phase and we actually have some really exciting stuff, which the next time I come on the show I'll tell you more about that. But we're going to be scaling the technology offering to do a lot of things. Like podcasting is really like the first stop of like on the roadmap of where we're going. But someone like Matt who puts out hours of content a week, how do we distill so he doesn't have to do that and then a podcast? We're just trying to figure out what is this tool ultimately going to do? That one giant piece of content he does gets turned into maybe a 45-minute show, and then maybe clips, and then maybe your X and your LinkedIn and your Substack post all at once. So we're trying to just figure out the work smarter, not harder side of it right now. But live streaming is absolutely something that day one we are thinking about. But the slight differentiation of how that end product as a podcast looks slightly different than a live stream.
Yeah, totally fair. Totally
Matt,
fair.
I would love to talk with you a little bit about some of those scripts. Basically, I am a full movie nerd. I had no friends growing up in middle school, so I basically just watched all the movies that you could ever love, and I just fell in love with cinema. Do you have any of those scripts that you wrote and are on a shelf in Burbank that you're just like, God, I wish someone would freaking pick this up because this is a gem and something that you might have fallen in love with, but potentially.
So I would say that, as a screenwriter and well, one-time director. Once I did direct my own movie, but I mean, I was a writer. That was my job. And, you'd get hired to adapt this property or whatever, and you go in and interview against 8 other people and either get it or not. And sometimes you would, and you'd write it and you'd get noted to death. And then it would end up being 40% of what you wanted. So now that's on a shelf and you don't really care, right?
Oh,
there's one script that was an original idea that I sold that the studio paid me to write that I still think is, I don't want to say the best thing I ever wrote, but the thing that I don't own that is completely out of my control that is just sitting on someone's shelf. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that should be your podcast. It should be everybody feels that way across business. Like the reason I started Jingle Punks is because so many people told me no. So I have EPs of material that have never released. I was like, I'm just going to flood the zone and create my own platform. That type of stuff where you talk to other screenwriters who have had like shelved it, you know what I mean? And bring it to life. And also I love the way that I sort of describe business in my life is always these parallels of like my business life at the movies, like my Substack. Each week I talk about like things like Rocky 4 or Scarface. And this week I was talking about Secret of My Success, little known Michael J. Fox movie from the 80s. But that's how I started Jingle Punks. I literally snuck into the Viacom building and had my swipe card from when I was an editor and pretended I had an office in the Viacom building. And, like,
Let's go.
Dude, they laid off 1,500 people in 2008, and I would meet people in the lobby like, "You sure you work here?" I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I got a swipe card." And we'd go to this floor that had like Ethernet wires floating from the ceiling and like hundreds of empty desks. I was like, "Welcome to Jingle Punks."
that is
my God.
That's the way to make your way in the world.
That's the way to do it.
Like I got a card, you just swipe the card. I'm good.
I've been working for a while.
I believe it. Shaking my head because I believe it.
Absolutely. It's interesting how things are developing and how in 2026 there are new ways to put things out creatively into the world and not only enrich the life of others but also enrich ourselves a little bit too. Everybody's got groceries to buy. Tell me this, Matt, we appreciate you and Jared. Jared internet may have gone out here, but we appreciate you guys making the time to join the show.
Man.
Matt, I would love your view on gated content because I think you are the first Patreon devoted, successful creator we have had here on the show. I'd love your thoughts on live streaming and the gated piece and how that's winsome and helpful for, the more VIPs inside of your reach and community. Give us your thoughts on this.
So to be perfectly honest, when I started doing the show, it was just free across the board. Whoever wants to watch, you watch. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I did, but I was like, what's the show going to be, right? And then segments started to develop, and then the audience grew slowly, and then the audience started to like certain segments. So then segments sort of it organically sort of like grew into itself. Then I was like, well, I can't just like make a free thing all the time nonstop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and it was always on Patreon and free. So I just decided to just do the thing that everybody does, which is do tiers, And there's the regular tier where you get access to watch the show and rewatch the show whenever you want. Then there's like a movie club tier, then there's a writer's room tier, and in the writer's room tier, it's like we all get together once a week and collaborate on what we might talk about that week and stuff like that. So it's like it organically grew into the thing that I didn't realize that I really wanted it to be, which is that it turned into an actual community of people who are, and then when I say this, I really mean this, like couldn't be more different. Like if you just like made like a little list of their qualities, right?
Yeah.
We got like right-wing militia leaders and
Right.
you know what I mean? And they all are friends now. And it's like, once we got the Discord going and once we got the full system going, it was like, this is like my dream, basically.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It organically grew into this thing that is now growing, and I feel like I did nothing to do that. Obviously, I put in hours and hours, and I mean, I do 2 shows a week, 4 hours, both 4 hours. So it's like I go and I go and I go and I go and I go, and it's like, by the time I'm done, you're kind of in that flow state where you're like, what did I even just talk about?
Yep.
And then you have to rewatch and be like, oh yeah, that was a good part. 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 And then this gets into Jared territory, but then it's like, which parts do I clip? Which parts do I this?
Right.
Like that. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. Jared's technology is going to save my life.
Let's go, Jared.
Let's go, Jared.
Let's go. Oh, dang.
The
Jared's video is gone. Oh,
come on, Jared.
We love Jared.
Shit. Hold on.
We see the value here.
He's there. He's in the
there.
background.
Well,
He's
we lost
vibing.
his video here. Makes a ton of sense.
For sure.
One to many.
Absolutely.
Using technology, automating said thing for more reach. It's a lot of hours you're putting in. And I will say this. Writer's Room sounds absolutely sick. That's a great idea. I mean, that sounds like core of core for your community.
It ended up being, frankly, like the thing that drives the Patreon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point now where it's like, do I have to cap this thing? Because like we do a weekly Zoom meeting, right? And it's like, can I have 100 people on a Zoom at once? Is that like
Right?
Like
chaos?
This isn't a seminar, you know what I mean? Like this is a conversation. So it's getting to that stage of like, well, how big should this be? Do I need to restructure? Which is all good. I'm not complaining even a little bit, but yeah, something I wanted to add to touch on your question is, I do think there's something about live now. Not that going live is new, but I think live now, there's something to it that people respond to in a way that they didn't before, maybe even just 2-3 years ago. Podcasts flooded the market, and it was they're so edited. Sometimes they feel so like clean,
Yeah.
And when you're live and you mess up, you mess up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And what I realized is that's kind of what they're there for.
Yeah.
They want to see the human being either mess up or reach the Mount Everest of the moment that is upon them, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like it's very it's going against the grain of what everyone feels like they're being bombarded with at the moment. I think at the moment, right here, right now, it's very human. It's very like, and also when the comments are coming and it's live and you're interacting and you're talking to them, it's like that's where I get my kicks, because it's like I'm a highly reactive person. So if someone's like, "Hey Matt, your hair looks good," I'm like, "Stop the show." That guy said my hair looks good. You know what I mean? And if somebody wants to stop the show and be like, talk about some political take that I'm like, whoa, dude, then we'll stop the show and do that. But it's like it's across the spectrum. It's about, like I said, the show has segments, but like I'll go anywhere. It's 4 hours. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, it's longer than the Odyssey. You know what I mean? So like, you got to go where the audience takes you. You know what I mean?
That is a great
good analogy.
way to frame
It's
it.
longer than the Odyssey. We basically 2 Odysseys every single day. So
It's longer than the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Jared, man, we appreciate you guys coming on the show. I just want to say we need to put a date in when we've got more updates and things, developments on the Rebel Audio side that we can,
I got a big
forth.
one for you. Got a big one for you guys. So I'm gonna wait till it's actually inked and ready to share. But you guys are my official news desk.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
That's what we're here for every day in every way.
He's got something cooking. I'm not just his hype man. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Keep going. Let's all celebrate at Craig's. Everybody to Craig's immediately. Let's go.
Exactly.
Craig's, let's go.
Just a little story before we wrap up here. When I first met Jared, you mentioned this earlier. We met at Craig's in Hollywood, and
let's go.
I walked in.
Shout out Craig's.
Shout out Craig's.
And I went to the maitre d', the host at the table, the desk, whatever you call him. And I said, and for some reason my brain froze. And I was like, I'm here to meet, and I know Jared's name. And he just goes, Jingle Jared? And I was like, I think I'm about to meet the right guy. You know?
I'm telling you, I'll leave you with this. Consistency is key. Like the consistency of messaging, consistency of visual brand, consistency of identity. There's a million restaurants to eat at in the world, but their home court advantage is something in business that you want. So that's the reason why certain business people dress the same every day, eat at the same places. You get into your comfort zone and you have home court advantage. And for many reasons, as we were raising money and meeting new people, it's just easier than learning a new menu, splitting your brain into like meeting new people. So yeah, that's why, and that's it apparently works.
Jingle Jared and Craig's.
Dropping bars.
I'm ready. I'm ready
Let's
for
go.
a little Jingle Jared time together at Craig's.
Let's go.
Well,
the one thing I
appreciate
can't say
you.
is I want to invite you guys all to Pod U. We're doing a little thing in Nashville October 16th through 18th, where it's like Streamer University for podcasting. We should talk to all of us about getting you down there. And we're going to have some huge names and some big brands. So it would be awesome to have you guys as the official live streaming news desk and do some special stuff around that. And we go to Craig's in Nashville. All right, done.
Let's
go. October 16th or 18th. Everyone put it in your Filofax. Put it in your
We got to lock it in.
Little books.
Can we lock this in right now?
We got to lock it in.
100% exclusive. Pew, 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 pew. We just did it.
We're in.
I'll be there.
Let's go.
We're going to have a blast. Cowboy hats.
We're going to all be there together. At Craig's, we're going to do pod. It's called Pod U. Is that right,
Pod
Jared?
U. We're just putting it together now. Big Mike, our partner, is going to be part of it. We're going to have like 75 like nascent creators, people who want to learn and understand. Look, this is a complicated world. People don't know how to make money on it. They don't know about consistency, branding. Like all you people that are on here with us, these quirky people with our hats here, it's daunting until you sort of break it down into digestible chunks. And we're not splitting the atom here. We're just going to give people like a little bit of just confidence in themselves. There's no cost for people to attend. We're just building community stuff. IRL, as they say, as kids are saying IRL right now, which means in real life, guys. Yeah.
IRL.
Oh, you blew it. Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
IRL. We're going to be there. We're going to be there. Matt's going to be there. Jingle Jared's going to be there. Sounds like the one and only Mike Malik is going to be there. Yeehaw. I think we're locked in. We're locked in.
Let's go, guys.
Gentlemen, we appreciate you making the time to join us. We look forward to hanging out IRL in Nashville on October 16th. And I can't believe, Jared, by the way, I can't believe that this wasn't your big news. Like, I'm ready for even more big news.
You're going to be, your socks are going to.
You got no idea.
Hold on to your socks.
Whoa.
Fall off.
Wow. That's a double eagle. That's a double eagle.
Double eagle.
Gentlemen, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Look forward to hanging out in real life and look forward to having you back. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
For there.
That was something. Jingle
Where's
Jared,
you got cooking over there?
Matt D'Elia. We're going to be at Pod U now on October 16th through the 18th in Nashville, Tennessee, hanging out at Craig's and more. And like, it really makes you wonder, like, what is under Jared's hat over there that he's bringing forth from Rebel Audio. I mean,
If
it's
that's
like
not the
several
news-
times.
Wow, he's cooking up something. I don't know what it is, but he's cooking up something big. And for Matt to say like, "Hey, this is big." It's like, all right, you perk my ears up. I got to hear this thing.
I mean, Matt's coming from Hollywood, Jingle Jared, Hollywood, Madison Avenue, all of the things, and Matt's saying, "Just wait, he got some big things about to come forth here." That's exciting.
Let's go.
Hey, are you excited to hang out in Nashville together?
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Honestly, we'll take some notes. Always got to be learning.
And we're going to be the official news desk there in Nashville, Tennessee. Incredible. At Pod U. Coming inside of this show next, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only JT of JTS Growth and Pop Daddy Snacks, TikTok shop specialist, a SEAL Team 6 member of TikTok shop who has exploded growth for a little family biz over there, not just for himself, but for others as well, but especially for Pop Daddy. That thing has popped, methinks they're making like, I'm like nearly $1 million per month on. I don't know if that's public. I don't know if anyone can confirm or deny, but I have heard such things. The one and only JT Sarafa is coming inside of the show. Before he comes, a word from our sponsors over at Trend Track and Rich Panel. Play it for us, producer Jack. Your CX team is buried in repeat tickets that are costing you money. Rich Panel is the AI help desk that fixes this massive headache and automates 70 to 80% of your interactions. You're only responsible for the exceptions. Your team of Rich Panel AI agents has got you on the rest end to end. If you're paying humans $2 to $10 per ticket, you need to see what 30 cents feels like. Ridge did this, cut their cost per ticket by 70%, save $500,000, and 50% autonomous resolution in 30 days guaranteed, or your money back. Go to richpanel.com, book your demo today. Many thanks for Rich Panel being part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what's really working right now, not what worked 6 months ago, but what's actually scaling on the market today, Trend Track gives you full access to the marketing playbook of any brand in the world. From every Meta, Google, TikTok ad they run to every email newsletter they send their customers, your direct competitors, the biggest players on the market, is all there. All the market data centralized in one place, refreshed every 24 hours. Go to trendtrack.io and get hooked up with them today. Know what's actually working on the internet. Many thanks for Trend Track being part of the show. Coming inside of this show, the one and only JT
Pop Daddy
Sarafa of JTS Growth and Pop Daddy Snacks. And I'll tell you what, something in particular has been popping on TikTok shop, and that is the family biz. Okay, we must welcome him inside of this show. Everybody, welcome the one and only JT Sarafa. Get in here, JT. Get inside of this show.
Go.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
JT, I just got to say, on this camera right now with the three of us, there's almost like too much handsome. I don't know if I can take it. There's just, I don't know if the internet can take it. There's like too much handsome.
Man, I got I didn't have the cowboy hat today. I have cowboy boots, but there's no point wearing cowboy boots for a call like this. So next time, if we ever do an in-person thing like the last guys, I'll make sure to wear the cowboy boots and the hat.
Feel that.
Let's go.
That, JT.
Let's go.
JT. JT, we have got to get some lore on you, my friend, because I have been hearing things about TikTok shop, JT, knower of ball, knower of the ways to navigate JT with motion on TikTok shop and more. And Pop Daddy, brother, you got to Google Earth out and give us some context on everything that is happening with you on the platform, family biz, etc. Google Earth out for us.
Yeah, for sure. I'll give you guys just like kind of my brief story about Pop Daddy and TikTok shop, and just like I'll just kind of give you the lay of the land. And you guys can poke around wherever you want to dive deeper into. But yeah, so I started my TikTok shop agency, JTS Growth, about 2.5 years ago. The way that started was through Pop Daddy Snacks, which is our family business that we started about 12 years ago in our basement. Me, my mom, and my sister, we bought my dad a popcorn machine for his birthday. He started making popcorn in our basement for our family and friends. People liked it. They'd ask for like weddings and events and stuff like that. So
Let's go.
Yeah, and we just like started selling it on the weekends, like for some extra cash at the local farmers market. I'm based in New York, but I'm from Michigan originally. So it's just like the local farmers market in our like small town in Michigan is where we'd sell it.
Incredible.
And people loved it. People would start asking for it for like weddings and events and stuff like that. So we'd make it for them. And yeah, just slowly but surely, we started to sell the popcorn throughout more and more stores throughout Michigan and the rest of the Midwest, and then eventually the rest of the United States. 2018, we launched seasoned pretzels, which is actually like majority of the business now. Even though we started with popcorn, we have like 14 flavors of seasoned pretzels. I'll have to send you guys some. But yeah, that was my aunt's recipe, and she'd make those for us for like our school lunches and stuff, and I could trade those at school lunch for anything. I don't know if you guys know like cosmic brownies, but I could trade them at
yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I could trade pretzels for those, and it's like that's how we knew that they were good. Anyway, we started selling the pretzels too, mostly through retail as well. Long story short, 2023 we had scaled up to like 20,000 retail stores throughout the United States. And at the time, like 90% of our sales were coming strictly through retail. And like really didn't have like much social media presence, really didn't have much D2C presence. But we really thought that there was like big opportunity there for us to do well on, social media and D2C. We just didn't really know how. And around that time, mid 2023, that we wanted to, take D2C social media more seriously, is right when TikTok Shop came out.
Oh,
yeah. So saw some other food and beverage brands doing well on TikTok. I was like, all right, maybe we could do well on there too. So I got set up on there. We probably would have hired an agency to do it for us. There's no agencies TikTok Shop agencies that even existed at the time. So I just had to figure it out myself, and took a while to do that. But eventually in December 2023, we had our first big TikTok Shop month. Became the number one selling food and beverage item on the platform, did about $700,000 that month. When we took off on there, our website sells 4X, or Amazon sells 4X. I literally had to, luckily, like, cause we had the retail business, we had enough like pretzels to sell, like to fill the orders. The issue was like, we didn't have enough people to pack the orders. So I put up an Instagram story asking friends and family to come help pack the orders for like $20 an hour cash and pizza for lunch. And that's how we got by for like the first 2 months of going viral on TikTok Shop. But anyway, we started to do really well in there. Helped us a lot on other channels. We were in about 20,000 stores. Now we're in about 40,000 stores. We're in Walmart's, we're in Target's, in large part due to the fact that we, our virality on TikTok Shop. A lot of like retail buyers like to see brands that are doing well on social media. So I think that's helped us a lot. And yeah, we started to do well in there. Some other brands started to reach out to me asking for help. I started to help them. They started to do well pretty quickly. They started to introduce me to their friends who own brands, and yeah, that's how the agency started. We work with a lot of the top food, beverage, beauty supplement brands on TikTok Shop, like Fishwife, Kim Kardashian's energy drink, and many others. But yeah, that's just a quick, brief overview, and yeah, I'll stop there.
Just sliding that in there.
We're in there.
We just work with a few others.
Yeah,
Fishwife, Kim K. Just slide that right in there at the end. JT, it's incredible.
Crazy. I mean, okay, so we gotta talk about this. JT, if you're starting a TikTok Shop account in 2026, you're starting it tomorrow. What are you doing? What are like the couple first things you're doing? Because I know people want to get into it, but it is so intimidating, and so many people are kind of meta ads coded, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%. So I would say a few things. So number one is like the most important is your offer. You want to figure out what your offer is going to be. So what I mean by offer is like what your hero SKU is going to be. So like what exactly you're selling, right? And what, are you going to do a variety pack? Are you going to do a bundle? Are you going to do a 2-pack? Are you just going to do a 1-pack? Which of your items are you going to sell, right? So figuring out that, and to do that, I would look at, what your competitors are doing on TikTok Shop, what adjacent brands are doing on TikTok Shop, and replicate that, but in your own way. Like for Pop Daddy, for example, when we first got on TikTok, we tried to sell stuff the same way that we did on Amazon, which is like 3 large bags of our yellow mustard pretzels, 3 large bags of our garlic parm pretzels.
Right.
Instead, when we switched to smaller bags of all of our different flavors as a variety pack, we saw a lot more momentum with that offer. So I would say number one, like figure out your offer. And also like figure out a strong intro discount that you can offer on TikTok, because that's super important. So yeah, first thing I would say is figure out your offer. Second thing I would say is content. You have to figure out your content pipeline. There's two parts to that. Number one is affiliate content. Number two is brand content. So for affiliate content, you should be sending out about 2,000 messages of outreach a week or more to different affiliates, ideally like adjacent brand and competitor brand affiliates. You should also be reviewing each one of those sample requests that come in individually and like reviewing their content, reviewing the affiliate's content to make sure that it fits the brand. And then third, that's I think probably one of the most underrated parts of TikTok Shop is your brand content. Like a lot of brands just rely too heavily on affiliate content. It's a lot easier to attract affiliates to promote your product if you are posting good content on your own page about the product. That's generating sales and getting traction. Like if affiliates see that your brand page content is doing well, they're going to be a lot more attracted to requesting samples and posting about your brand. Because affiliates, they're just paid commission, right? So they're incentivized by posting about the brands that have the most motion. And one of the ways you can show that is through your own content and getting sales through your own content on your own page.
Wow.
So I'd say those are the three main things: offer, brand content, and affiliate content.
Wow. Okay. There's a couple things.
Yeah.
To
Sure.
double click on here.
Yeah.
JT.
There's a lot there.
Another
Sure.
one that you just slid in there: 2,000 outreaches per week for affiliates.
Crazy.
That's
Crazy.
significant.
It's a lot. It's per brand. It sounds a lot greater than it is. There's like outreach tools out there. Like we use one called Cruva. They're great if you're a brand that's on TikTok Shop. I'd look into them. Cruva. So I mean the most manual part, because like you can use the tool to actually like we're not in there copy and pasting the messages to each affiliate. But the two manual parts is number one, like gathering the list of affiliates that you're going to reach out to. So like looking at for Pod Daddy, right? Just use them as an example. Like, all right, who are the other snack brands top affiliates, right? So we gather those, we pull lists of those affiliates, right? And then we put that into our outreach campaign. And then the other very manual part is looking through each one, looking through each sample request individually, one by one. But you don't have to review all 2,000 of the messages you send. You just review the ones that request samples, which is usually like if you're sending 2,000 messages, you're getting like 100 to 400 responses back. And so you are reviewing each one of those 100 to 400 responses individually. You don't have to, right? But that's what we do. And we do that for our clients just because if you don't do that, you're going to be sending samples to a lot of like poor quality affiliates. And also like it helps you find some diamond in the rough affiliates as well. So yeah, those are the two most manual parts about it. Like the actual sending the outreach, the 2,000 messages, that part is automated, but you have to find the affiliates to reach out to and then manually review each one that comes in. That's like the difficult part.
Okay. Just quickly, Colin, let me just sneak this in here.
Yeah.
That everything that you're describing, I'm
Yes.
putting myself in the seat of brand founder.
Totally.
Marketing director, marketing team of one, which most of us are inside of consumer. When you describe all that, what I am thinking in my mind is, did not know I had to do all that to win. Please do that for me. Because there's no way I'm doing all that with my current workload. Okay, I just had to sneak that in, Colin.
That's funny. I used to do consulting when I first started this because basically my first couple of clients was full service, right? Which is what we do now. And then like they started to refer me like other full service business. And I was like, all right, like I'm too busy with full service. Like, I hadn't had built out like any team for the agency at that point, right? I was like, all right, like I'm too busy with full service. Like if any other brands want to work with me, I'm just doing consulting. And then I found out that like, the idea of consulting sounds good to a lot of brand owners to start, but then like when they realize like that it takes a lot of work, like, brand owners are too busy to do the work themselves. Right. And so that's, when I realized like, all right, like, full service agency is like the best way to actually help brand owners with TikTok Shop.
Wow.
JT, I mean, you mentioned earlier, you were basically said, we figured out TikTok Shop and then our Amazon 4X'd, our Shopify 4X'd.
Yeah.
Could you talk about this like TikTok halo effect? And then how are you measuring it? Because it seems like trying to grasp at like fog and you're trying to find this like halo effect and you're like, I don't know. It happens, but it's there. I can't tell you, but it happens.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So I was just to talk about like the TikTok Shop halo effect in general. For those who might not know, the TikTok Shop is different from like most other channels, like specifically Amazon. Because if you're doing well on Amazon, right, like it's great, you're getting sales, but you're not like getting eyeballs on the product, right? You're not getting awareness for the product. It's pretty much like, and I don't know, Amazon experts might disagree with me, but it's like pretty much like bottom of funnel, more or less, right? It's people who are searching for your item or similar items, and they find out about it, or they look for it and they buy it. On TikTok Shop, because the algorithm pushes products that are getting sales, because TikTok, they take 6% of every order. So they're incentivized to push the products that are getting sales and the videos that are driving sales. Because the TikTok Shop algorithm is weighted on videos that are driving purchases, it's impossible to get a lot of TikTok Shop sales without getting also hundreds of thousands or millions of views. So if you're doing well on TikTok, you're also getting a ton of eyeballs on your product, which will obviously lead to a halo effect on other channels, Amazon, D2C, and retail. How to measure it is very difficult. And TikTok's like coming out with tools to help do that more accurately. But really right now, it's just like, it's very, what's the right word for it? Like,
Vibes.
Yeah, vibes, exactly.
Vibes.
Like for Pop Daddy, it was like our Amazon and D2C sales were relatively small. So like when we started to go viral on TikTok, like we saw the rocket up on Amazon and D2C, and like it was very clear why that huge increase was happening. But for other brands that like already have existing big Amazon and D2C presences that do well on TikTok, like, yeah, you can try to like map out the dates and be like, okay, like this video did well on this date and we saw an increase on this day on Amazon. But yeah, depending on the brand, it can just be harder to actually track. And yeah, TikTok's coming out with ways that easier to do it. But right now, yeah, it's the best, to track it is more or less, putting data in the cloud and making assumptions more than like actual knowing if someone was on TikTok and then, clicked off TikTok, went into Amazon and bought.
Yeah.
JT, talk to me about approaching affiliates and doing so in a way that is winsome and actually helpful.
Yeah.
And talk to me about like what to give said affiliate or creator that dramatically increases possibility of success, sales. I say this to say, we have heard, this really rings true for me. A lot of times when we think about sales and such online, it's like we're trying to recruit customers, but maybe with TikTok Shop, we're really trying to recruit creators and affiliates. And maybe that's the path forward. Talk to me about this and how you help brands win in this kind of way.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, a couple of things. Number one is you have to have a good brief, right? You have to have a brief that is like simple. On all of our briefs, we try to focus on like, all right, what's the hooks that we want our affiliates to use? Like, for example, we have like a protein ramen brand, and like, we make it very clear in the brief, like, all right, like the first visual should be a clip of you pulling the noodles out of the container and like showing it to the screen, right? Exactly. Yeah. So you want to make the briefs like as clear as possible. You also need to be re-engaging and following up with affiliates after you send like the first outreach message to them, right? We send them another message. Once they request a sample, we send another message to them, reminding them about the brief when they get the sample. After they post, we tell them, thanks for posting. Don't forget to post again. When they drive their first sale, we send them a message that says like, congrats, on driving your first sale. So yeah. So we're constantly following up with them and have multiple touch points with them. Crafting a great brief is important. And then, reviewing each sample request one by one is very, very important too, because so many brands are trying to fight over like the highest GMV creators. They're called like L3 to L5 is what the TikTok language is for these super high tier creators. And there's so many brands fighting for those top creators, when a lot of brands don't realize like the L1 and L2 creators, which are like TikTok term for like lower, not as high revenue driving affiliates, actually have like the same, if not better content quality than the higher L3 to L5 affiliates. The only reason like why a creator's L3 to L5 is it's a measure of their last 30 days GMV. And like, last 30 days is a pretty small window, right? Like there's a lot of L1, L2 creators that used to be L3 to L5 creators. But they just didn't have a video pop off, or they stopped posting for a couple weeks or whatever it was. Right. So anyways, if you review the sample requests individually one by one, and you actually like look at each individual creator's content, it'll help you find a lot of underrated creators that are L1, L2 that will then become L3 to L5 creators for you, as long as you don't skip them over, which a lot of brands do, because a lot of brands would just like be like, all right, we're filtering for anyone over 10K GMV and we'll accept all of them. If you do that, you're going to miss out on a ton of great quality affiliates that will become top performers for you.
Wow.
Colin, Colin, like JT is very
dialed.
Dialed. What do I need to do?
So whenever I do these shows, they're like, you know, they're probably not like the most entertaining, but like I just give out a ton of sauce on
sauce.
On the shows.
Let's go.
Sauce.
JT, you touched on it a bit earlier on. This spillover effect into retail, because I think a lot of brands aren't taking TikTok Shop seriously. It's like, oh, good job. You did a great thing on TikTok Shop. That's awesome. But then you start to be like, well, it actually landed us all of Dick's Sporting Goods, or it landed us Target. And then it's like, oh, that's actually super serious, but my bad. Could you talk to us about this kind of retail spillover that TikTok Shop drives?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I'll give you a couple examples. Like, you know, the brand Birria Bombs, right? They're not a client of ours, but I'm friends with the owner over there. They crush it on TikTok Shop, and that's where they launched. They launched on TikTok Shop, and like not anywhere else. Like no website, right? Like no retail. They launched on TikTok. Now they're like nationwide in all these stores, Costco, right? Nationwide, and there's a lot of other brands that are examples of that too. Smack and Sunflower Seeds, another example, right? They started on TikTok, and then, you know, now they're nationwide retail. So there's a ton of other brands that start on TikTok, get their initial, you know, success on there, and then leverage that to expand into retail. And yeah, retailers are like definitely becoming hip to it. I know Target's a big one. I had one of our clients, Ghetto Gastro. They were in Target, and when they started to take off on TikTok, like the Target buyer called them and was like, what is going on? Like, why are these flying off the shelves all of a sudden? So yeah, I mean, like the retail buyers are definitely becoming more hip to TikTok Shop and, you know, social media in general. So yeah, and then also one thing we do for our clients, and then we do for Pop Daddy is, like, when a brand does start to do well on TikTok, we'll create like a deck for them, that, like, you know, basically like is like a deck that they can show their retail buyers, right? The retail buyers are the people who decide they go in the store, and they can then take those and use them in their sales presentations. And, like, you know, for us, when we're talking to retailers, like the retailers always like to spend a lot of time on those on that slide, which is a good sign.
TikTok heat,
that's incredible,
leads to retail feet. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here, JT. And also, what a great name for a brand, Ghetto Gastro. I'm like looking at their products right now, and the Pop-Tarts and the waffle mix, and it's a great name. It's a great name.
Yeah, great brand.
Man, that is it's so interesting and fascinating. You know, JT, I think if I were, you know, just over there in the family, you know, I might be like, JT, we just got to keep all the secrets for ourselves. You just stay here with Pop Daddy alone. Don't give out the sauce for anybody but us. But I think we're all the beneficiaries now that you are sharing this with the world and bringing it to brands everywhere. Man, it just seems like your own story with the family, what you guys are doing now with what you're doing with other brands, man. This is if people aren't taking TikTok Shop seriously, it's time. I mean, it's time. It's time. The halo effect is real. The retail impact is real.
Retail's huge.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, this is the year. If you guys want to, if any brand like is, you know, thinking about TikTok Shop, I would say, you know, now between October would be a good time, so you can take advantage of Black Friday and the holidays, which is obviously huge on TikTok.
JT, tell me. Go ahead, Colin.
I was just gonna say, as you are kind of like seeing TikTok Shop, and obviously you're saying like right now is the time. What changes do you think TikTok Shop is going to make over the next couple of years as they're constantly gaining momentum?
Yeah. I mean, number one, it's going to get more competitive.
For sure.
Right. And as it goes on, like, you're going to need more resources to do TikTok Shop successfully and to be more competitive at TikTok Shop. Like, when TikTok Shop first came out, like, you could easily run a brand's TikTok Shop with one person, like part-time,
Really?
basically,
Really?
right? Like, yeah, it was just way less competitive, and there was way less brands and a lot of affiliates, and now it's more competitive. So like, and don't get me wrong, like it's still the best channel by far to launch on in 2026, and for the near future for sure. But yeah, I think it's just going to continue to get more competitive, and you're going to need more resources and more of a team to be successful on there. And I also think that they're probably going to continue to go more and more towards live selling, which isn't like a huge area that's, TikTok likes to really push that as like a big thing right now. But really, like, if you look at how many people are actually buying from live streams, it's a very small amount. Most people are still buying from content or from like the shop tab. But yeah, I think like over time, lives will continue to get more popular as well.
Let's go.
Is that something, JTS is ever going to dabble in, JT, or what do you think?
At some point that we definitely will expand into lives. It's still too early. Like there's still just not enough people live shopping right now to do that. But eventually we will get into lives for sure. That's definitely on the game plan.
That's on the roadmap. That's on the roadmap over at JTS. Okay, that's right. JT, somebody's listening to this right now. They're saying, I kind of like to be like Fishwife. I kind of like to be like Kim K, I kind of like to be like Pop Daddy and just have all of my TikTok shop capabilities and sales and creatives and creators just, pop off and go up into the right forever and ever. Amen. Where should they find you, talk to you, get involved with you? What's that look like?
Yeah. LinkedIn, JT Sarafa, X, JT Sarafa, Instagram, JT Sarafa, jtsgrowth.com. All great places to find me. And yeah, if you are a brand owner and you do want to talk TikTok shop, I'm always happy to connect. So feel free to shoot me a message and yeah.
I mean, is there room on the roster, JT, or are you just going to get on the call and say, hey, sorry, we're full.
Sorry.
We're full forever.
Hit the
Talk
wait
to me
list.
next year. Hit the wait list. I mean, is there room? Is there room in the end?
Yeah, there's room. I mean, we are somewhat like selective of the brands that we work with, just because like we want to make sure that they are good brands for TikTok shop. But yeah, like I'm regardless if it's a brand that we take on or if there's room. Always happy to connect with other entrepreneurs and business owners. So always open for a chat.
You're the man. Everybody go follow JT, get in his DMs, blow him up. And tell them it's time. It's time for me to grow and expand beyond my borders into TikTok shop and more. JT, we appreciate you making the time to join us. We look forward to having you back. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. See ya.
Wow. Packed show today. Packed show. I think we have the one and only Alex McEachern of Intelligems coming up and even here with us and among us.
He's here right now.
That's what I've heard. That is what I have heard. Producer Jack just put me on notice. I think we just need to move forward.
Let's move forward.
Our time with Alex. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsors over at Rocked After Sale in North Beam. Play it for us, Producer Jack. If you're in the ads manager all day long, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit. Every dashboard tells a different story. Meta says this, TikTok says that, Shopify says I made this much, I spent that much. Sometimes it's hard to know which ad platform is telling the truth. Northbeam fixes this with their own proprietary data. Starting from the actual purchase, rebuilding the customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real verified ad views, and then pushing that measurement back into the ad platform so they optimize on what's actually driving your revenue, not what those platforms assume is driving your revenue. Start measuring what was previously unmeasurable. Go to northbeam.io, book your demo today. Many thanks for Northbeam being part of the show. If you're getting 5,000 orders a month and you can sprinkle in $3 to $4 extra on each one of those without touching your ads, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. That's what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Life are doing with Rocked After Sale every single day by adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from the cart through the thank you page and then stacking an extra 30 to 50 cents just by showing offers from Disney Plus, HelloFresh, Venmo, etc. It's high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. You can be live in minutes. Go to aftersale.com/offers. Truly a no-brainer. Many thanks for Rocked After Sale being part of a little
breaking news.
A little breaking news here, ladies and gentlemen. New segment on the show that we are delightfully describing as quick draw. I don't have a specific sound effect ready. I wanted to have a bang bang kind of quick draw sound effect ready, but for said segment that we are belovedly referring to as quick draw, we must bring in head of marketing over at Intelligence, the one and only Alex McEachern. Let's bring him inside the show. Get in here, Alex. Get inside the show.
Switch him. Let's go.
Quick draw. We need the sounds. We need the pow pow.
Right? Don't we need a little pow pow? I'm trying to. I've got this one. I don't think that's not
too much. We need like quick bing bing.
Yeah, we need a little bing bing. I could go because but that kind of leads to maybe a romantic type feel, and I don't know if that's what we're doing for quick draw. But Alex, what you guys do at Intelligence, helping everyone inside of our community figure out what they need to test, new ideas, etc., to increase profit per visitor, per session upon their various interwebs. A segment like this, very worthwhile to consider. Hey, version A, version B, what do we think is going to play out here? Have I aptly described what we are about to engage in, sir?
I think so. Basically, quick draw, we show a change that has been made. We present some of the metrics that could move and get you guys to guess at what is going to actually happen.
And wait. Just so I make sure here, Alex, I can win. I can win this segment, this game. I can win this.
Of course you can.
Right now. Okay, great.
Alex, I've been on a losing streak with all of our segments, so I have to win this.
It's really true. It's really true.
It's really not good, and I've been trying my best, and it's frustrating because I'm hyper competitive, and so I'm going to win this.
Producer Jack has told Colin, Alex, that Colin, I kind of need you to step it up here. I kind of need you to step it up and do a little winning.
I know.
So that we can make said things equal. But continue said intro, and then we're going to bring up slides, and we're going to walk through this together. I cut you off, Alex. Continue, sir.
No, we can get straight into it. Hopefully Colin gets a W under his belt on this one. I don't know, maybe we'll have like a leaderboard. We do this weekly. We need to get like some sort of like trophy or something going on. How do we get people to play along at home, get some sort of scoreboard going? I don't know. It's the first one. We'll figure it out as we go,
Right now, I propose that this delightful Intelligence candle smells like profit.
Smells like profit, baby.
I am smelling profit right now as I gear up for said game. What do you got over there? What do you got?
Oh, ouch.
Oh, it smells like profit.
It does smell like profit.
It smells like profit.
You guys are doing better than me. I need some I need the Intelligence merch on. I need to be representing a little bit more.
Let's go, baby.
We'll get the hats going next time.
How about
Let's go.
I've got one more. Don't go away. I've got one more for us.
Oh, he's going band for band. Okay.
What are we doing today, gentlemen?
What's up?
What are we doing? We're testing, baby. We're testing.
Oh,
This is going to be my profit notebook here.
What's up? I got my buddy here.
Documenting my wins. Okay.
I got my mascot here. I got my Intelligence mascot. Okay. This is my buddy that I'm playing with.
I think my goal moving forward is going to be have a different Intelligence hat every single time we come on. I'm going to see how many we can cycle through over the weeks and get them going.
I'm just charting up my first dub right now. That's what I'm writing here. It's August 26th. I'm just pre-writing my W, and I'm circling here as we enter into quick draw.
This is Russell the Bear, and he's my best buddy that's going to help me win this game. Let's go, Russell.
Fair enough. We need to move Alex here into the middle, Producer Jack. We need Alex in the middle. Okay. Yes, present first slide here, Alex.
All right, so I got a really tough one for you guys today. Really hard to distinguish what the difference is here between version A and version B.
Price.
I mean, price.
$99 versus $87. Continue.
All right. So if we go to the next slide here, every week I'm going to give you guys kind of like an abstraction, something that's changed. I'm going to give a little bit more details about it, and then we're going to get into the game. So we have a price change. We have a 12% price reduction on a hero product. Same thing across the site. Nothing has changed downstream. Continue to use the same ad creative. All that has changed is we are now at a 12% lower price in the test versus where we were in the control. So if we go to the next slide here, we're going to show kind of like the core metrics. One thing I always like to talk about when we're testing something, good friend of mine referred to testing as kind of putting a fitted bed sheet on. You move one metric and the other corner comes up, and you go to put that one down, and another corner comes up, and it is a dance of trying to blend everything together. So we've got conversion rate, we've got average order value, revenue per visitor, profit per visitor. For this test, this brand was trying to move profit per visitor. So we're gonna do a little game here. You can guess up, down, flat. Flat's going to be like within like 2%, no major change. Conversion rate, up, down, or flat from a price change. This one might be ignorant.
I mean, I could go either way on a lot of these, but what we're focusing on is profit per visitor. Is that correct? Up, down, flat?
That's the hero metric. But let's go through all of them. I'm saying for putting this test together, this brand was purposely trying to target. They want to maximize the profit.
Okay,
but we're going to take a look at how these metrics are moving inside of this test. So I'm going to have you guys guess into all of these, and then we'll reveal what actually happened.
Okay, Colin, do you want to go first here, sir? I want to give you the floor.
Yep.
Let me give you the opportunity to go first here.
I feel like profit per visitor actually went down. That's going to be my initial guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna say average order value also went down. I'm gonna say revenue per visitor remained flat, and conversion rate went up.
Okay. I disagree on some of these. I disagree. I'm saying conversion rate up, which I think you said as well, Colin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Average order value down, revenue per visitor down. I'm going to say profit per visitor. Stayed flat because wait, did you say profit per visitor flat?
I said profit per visitor down.
I'm going to say profit per visitor flat because I'm just guessing here, coming in at $87, maybe there's like a little additional extra gem of sorts. Like, oh, well, I'll add on a pair of socks here. That's going to put me over that $99
for the
shipping
AOV,
rate. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
I'm going to say profit per visitor flat.
Okay. Let's show what happened.
Let's see what happens here, Producer Jack.
Conversion
Profit
rate.
per visitor up 41%.
Whoa, revenue per visitor. I was wrong on that too.
Why? Okay.
Average
What?
order
Okay.
value.
So why did revenue and profit go up? I mean, conversion rate just skyrocketed. Revenue and profit skyrocketed. I mean, explain this to me. This is totally against what I thought. I thought conversion rate up, but I would not have guessed revenue and profit would skyrocket like this.
Yeah. So if we go to the next slide, I have like a few things that we can talk about here on like what actually happened. So this is why it's so important to experiment with like the realities of your business. There's going to be kind of like, hey, here's what we think is going to happen, and then here's what actually happened. So one thing about price changes is like it is very rarely, hey, 12% down in price, 12% down in like it's not moving linearly. So a 12% price cut here, we clearly have like very elastic demand here. So like price is coming down and demand is going up. So we're seeing like better conversion, a 40% increase in conversion from that price cut. Now there's going to be a sweet spot for every brand where like, hey, you start to go down, your profit's going to take a hit because obviously the price has come down so far, you're not making up for it on the conversion. Now, AOV being flat, this is one that like most people watching are probably like, how do I drop my price on my hero product, but have my AOV more or less be the same?
Yes,
right.
Yeah. So there are a ton of effects that can happen when you're playing with price, especially around a hero product. So if you're coming in and it was $99 and now it's $87, maybe that's below a threshold where I am willing to add something else to my cart. Like you were saying, I'm willing to add socks, or, hey, at $99, I was only willing to buy one pair. At $87, I'm willing to throw a little bit more in my cart. So some of these orders are actually getting bigger from that hero product price reduction. Again, sometimes when you're testing something, it can feel counterintuitive, But as you start to explore some of what we call like the knock-on effects, things can start to change. Also, how you present that price in terms of like the entire catalog. If you are now showing that hero product as a lower one, and there's other products that are available inside of the store that now look like a better deal by comparison, but they are more expensive, like people can move and substitute into other products as well. So this is looking at what's going on across the entire experience, not specific to that one product. So price comes down, conversion goes up, AOV stays flat. And because AOV stayed flat with that increase in conversion, we're seeing a relatively similar increase in revenue per visitor as well as profitability.
That's crazy.
That's pretty wild.
Crazy. I would never have imagined that. Take us back up to these numbers, Producer Jack. I want to go back one slide. I mean, like you're saying here, Alex, gosh, these things aren't, don't necessarily move as one would think. I would think, of course, conversion rate going up. I got a smaller, lighter price on said product. But to see revenue and profit like skyrocket like this is fascinating. It actually makes me think that maybe to get the smell of profit, sometimes you do things that are kind of totally outside of the box or outside of what would be normal reasoning. I'm going to drop this thing, and then actually what we're going to see is like store wide other products, etc. We're going to see profit per visitor go up 41%. Makes me think I need to be testing things that aren't even in the top of my mind, not even at the front of my prefrontal cortex.
Hell yeah. And for anyone who's listening to this, like we're going to be doing this weekly. So if there is like a type of test or like something that you've been considering, feel free to hit up the guys on Twitter, on LinkedIn. You can hit up myself as well. We can try to get something in your wheelhouse that we can explore. But yeah, I love that fitted bed sheet analogy where like, hey, you're going to be moving things and like other things move at the same time. Like sometimes the obvious thing is the obvious thing. Sometimes it's not.
Let me ask this. Can we get like a little, just a little window into like a category perhaps of what, said test was? Not, we don't have to get
apparel.
Apparel.
Men's apparel. Men's apparel.
50,000 site views over a 14-day period.
Bro, how did you know that?
I read the full slide.
He was on the full slide. I had like the little information there for anyone who wanted to know like how big the test was or like what it was going in without giving away too much.
Yeah.
Gosh,
I like to read all the information available, Chris, to win these things.
I see where you're going at. Men's shorts. I can see it now. Man, it's wild to think I'm going to drop my shorts. Oh, that's a bad way to phrase that.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to drop the price of my shorts. I'm going to keep my shorts up, but I'm going to drop the price of said shorts. And actually what we're going to see store wide is we're going to see profit per visitor go up 41%. That is just crazy, man. Let me ask this, Alex. People talk to you over at Intelligence. Do they throw things like that out at you? I would imagine they don't, but do you guys throw things out like that to them? Like, hey, like you actually should think about doing something a little crazy here. Just test it, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, like generally speaking, you want to always be experimenting, and pricing is one of those ones where it's like a little bit bigger of a swing than making like a smaller change. But like we're constantly telling people to be experimenting with different things. There's like page changes, site changes, business strategy changes. Obviously, as you go more to business strategy, it's a little bit more involved. But yeah, we're constantly telling everyone to be trying different things. But like you don't want to just throw velocity is good. The more you experiment, the more you're going to potentially find something. But as long as you're basing all of these experiments in the realities of your business, like what's strategically important, what are you seeing? You can get some like pretty strong intuition about where to go experiment in the business.
Wow. Alex, have you seen in kind of the recent past couple of weeks, just like a crazy test inside of Intelligems that somebody threw at you and you were just like, everybody inside was like, there's no way this is going to work. And somehow you're like, I can't believe this person pulled this off. And it was just unbelievable. You could leave the brand out and maybe just do category or something like that.
So I have two that I don't want to go into extreme detail on because I feel like we should use them in some future episodes here. But
sure.
Like there's been some really interesting shipping threshold ones. We're also seeing a lot of really interesting offer experimentation going on right now. We're coming into BFCM time. Labor Day is is that next weekend or the weekend after? Basically, you have like one more holiday before the big event. So we're starting to see people at IntelliGems be experimenting with those offers and having experiments that are going to run over Labor Day, because like there's kind of two schools of thought in testing. I don't want to test anything during a sale period because I'm not actually learning anything that can be applied all the time. And there's another school of thought where actually in a sale period, I'm getting a better indication of what is going to happen during other sale periods, or like when that expectation is similar. So we are seeing some people do some interesting offer things as they prepare for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Oh,
wow.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Interesting. More food for thought
Yeah.
for later on. Alex, anything else exciting in your back pocket we need to hit here on the show with IntelliGems, etc., before we have you back next week, sir?
Nothing right now, but I need to, like I said, I need to get my IntelliGems merch going. I need to get the hot tips and hot things that are coming out for you guys next time. Yeah, I can't be out merched by you guys.
I think that I think this was a draw. Is that fair?
My little buddy, I will say, Alex, my little buddy, he stays right here every single day. He stays right here at the top.
I think that was a draw. I'm counting that as a draw. I don't feel.
Was it a draw, Colin, or did you win?
I think we both lost. Basically,
I feel like I was dialed.
You were so off. You were completely wrong on the
I was right.
thing. You weren't right at all. Not even close.
I think I was closer.
No. Revenue up, profit up. Like, no, you didn't guess any of that. I think we both lost. Producer Jack, are you on board with me here?
Maybe next time. I need more merch, but maybe next time we need to get like the little whiteboards with the markers, and we'll get everyone to like lock them in and hold them back up next time.
And a little. We need a little like America's Funniest Home Videos, like the little music that they play whenever they're voting. Dun, 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 dun. You know, something like that. I think that's what we'll have in store next time. Alex, we appreciate you bringing said information to us and inspiring us to continue to test as we all move forward, hopefully up and to the right together. We look forward to having you back. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir.
See you next week, boys.
Fascinating. We were both completely wrong on that.
I can't believe how wrong I was.
I was very wrong.
Yeah.
I was very wrong. I was thinking, okay, move that baby down a little bit. You know, CAC's probably, about the same. But maybe I'm keeping profit flat by adding some socks on everything. Totally wrong. Like, profits up 41%, revenue up 40-ish%. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's bananas. It's like finding a sweet spot for a product.
Golly, and talk about finding a sweet spot. Hey, boss man, we're going to drop this one $13. And actually, we're going to make a whole lot more money. Yeah. I would never have guessed that. Not that dramatic, for sure.
Not that dramatic. Also, AOV maintained and also upticked like 1%. So not even dropped, but like ticked up a little touch.
Yeah. Crazy. Good on them. And good on the team over at IntelliGems, a friend of the show, a sponsor of the show, for making said test happen and bringing said knowledge to us. Moving forward here, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are at some time for some great finds here on the interwebs. On our way there, a word from our sponsors over at Tie and Postscript. No. Have we already done Tie and Postscript? I believe no, not yet. Before we get there, a word from our sponsors over at IntelliGems and Seguno. Play it for us, Producer Jack. Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What's that mean, Chris? Your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, it's all there where you already work and play every day. And it means that you don't have to seed your trust to big email that's over attributed data. With Seguno, your Shopify data is the email data. It's a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you build for lean teams with big aspirations. Go get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook at the URL scrolling across the screen. You get a free trial of the platform. Tell them Colin I sent you. It will extend that free trial to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno now being part of this show. What is the next big idea that could change your business? Is it a price change, adding subscriptions, maybe a new bundle, strategy, or an app? Discovering and testing those high growth opportunities is exactly why Intelligence exists. It's an AI powered testing platform, helps you find the changes worth making. If you're looking for your next big idea, they have you covered. Go to intelligence.io/audit. In just a few minutes, you're going to have 3 ideas that you can test today. Totally free, AI powered audit. Go talk with Intelligence. Get the next new big idea for your business. Many thanks for Intelligence being part of the show. Great finds upon the interwebs, ladies and gentlemen. The first of which, Ninja, another new innovative home appliance of sorts to sit on your counter and not just collect dust, but deliver delicious, refreshing, incredible water. Scroll down here, Producer Jack, and show us said video while I read this from Ritwik Pavan at Hardware Nation. He says, Ninja made a smarter Brita for the countertop. HydraSense, an intelligent water filtration system built to clean tap water faster, track filter life automatically, and keep the minerals that make water taste good. Filters 80 plus contaminants, including PFAS, lead, microplastics, pharmaceuticals, dispenses filtered water 6 times faster than a Brita. Touchscreen tracks water usage and filter life in real time, preserves natural minerals and electrolytes instead of stripping everything out. Very interesting. 120-gallon filter lasts about 6 months, 96-ounce countertop reservoir, priced at $199. A little bit pricier than the Brita. I'll also say, I love this. It's just not automatically connected to the water. But I think a great comparison to the Brita, because Brita's the same, not automatically connected to the water line. Your thoughts on this, Colin Dougherty?
I need you to connect this to the water line.
So.
Give me the ability just to connect this to my water line.
Yeah.
I will pay a plumber. I'll pay a plumber to install it, but just give me the ability to hook it up, or at least give me some instructions. I'll try to do it. But like at a price like this, $200, $199, give me the ability to hook it up and just do it automatically, and then I'll change it out every 6 months, and you're good to go.
Please. I think that would make this thing just sing. If I could connect it directly to the water line.
I'm like shocked they missed that part of this.
Speaking of Ninja's continued wins, I say this here: the Creamy is America's #1 ice cream maker. Apparently, turns frozen protein shakes into ice cream. The slushy machine freezes almost any drink without ice. Crispy, it's a glass air fryer. Did you know that there was? I didn't know
the Crispy.
And the Lux Cafe, best-selling U.S. espresso machine that makes drip coffee and cold brew, froths milk for you. I did not know of all of this. And the Thirsty, a soda machine that lets you control the flavor, strength, and your fizz. Bro, they just continue to dominate.
We got the old double barrel Ninja air fryer. It's the best. Got double barrel, bang bang. We use it every single day.
One? Is it the Crispy?
That's the Crispy. That's different.
Okay,
2 different things.
Okay,
2 different things.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
Oof.
Yeah,
the Crispy sounds interesting. Next on our great finds, St. James iced tea. Yerba is having a moment. Yerba is having a moment. Guayaki, we have talked about, also yerba mate. St. James here, moving into a new category with the launch of its yerba mate line. Each bottle of St. James yerba mate contains 150 milligrams of caffeine, 20 to 25 calories, 3 to 4 grams of sugar, rolling off with mango, passion fruit, raspberry, lemon, strawberry, tangerine. In August, St. James reported 164% year-over-year revenue growth, with distribution surpassing 25,000 retail doors across the U.S. and Canada. It does seem that yerba is having a moment. I have to say, I have not had yerba mate in years, but the one and only Brian Bumgarner, he's a big fan of the yerba mate. Your thoughts on this and St. James' entry?
I think this is a huge move for yerba mate as a category. I also love the form factor for the actual can itself. I think this is really nice. And the design on the can too. I think that's super unique. I think this is going to be a really big win for them too.
Is that kind of a metal can? It seems like it's a metal can almost.
Yeah, it's nice. It's cool. I like that.
It's interesting. I wonder if it's metal. If it's metal, it makes me feel like this thing's a little,
tough,
more premium, a little tough.
Yeah. I like that.
Got a little more girth to it. Moving forward, The one and only Nate Rosen, everyone's favorite snack sommelier, has surfaced MSG in a bag. I have to say, this is like kind of interesting for me because MSG has always been bad in my mind.
Right.
MSG bad. MSG here, Dime MSG. They have Scallion Ranch and the OG. Are people putting MSG on their food now? This is a thing? People do this at home?
Dude, look, here's the deal. MSG is bad for you. It doesn't mean it's not delicious. It doesn't mean it doesn't make your food absolutely delicious. There's a reason Chinese food is absolutely delicious, and I love to just fill myself up with them and then just pass out on the couch because of the delicious MSG.
You mean like America? You mean like Chinese food, like from the restaurant down the street?
Yeah, not authentic, not authentic. But
what does it do? Doesn't it like scrape your tongue or something and like give you fresh, like, powerful taste buds or something? Isn't this what MSG does?
I'm pretty sure it's flavoring.
Well, yeah, but doesn't it kind of like somehow wake up your taste buds or something? No,
maybe it makes everything absolutely delicious, and that's why you love it.
Yeah, maybe I should try a little MSG. This was like always the thing of from the days of yore, the 90s and the early 2000s, like MSG bad. I don't know. Maybe MSG is having a new moment.
All things in moderation.
All things in moderation. Next, Apple releasing a very interesting offer here that I'm a little surprised about, leasing the Mac Studio. This tweet comes to us by way of LLM Junkie. He has this to say: did you catch this? New maxed out 256 gigabyte M5 Ultra Studio can be leased for basically the same price as a Max subscription across providers. For $257 a month, you can have on-device intelligence that never runs out of tokens and sips power. Best part is that you can buy out the lease at the end of the lease for a $0 penalty. That's right, a 0% interest. So if price is $12.9 thousand bucks, your lease is 9.9 over 36 months, you just pay the $3K difference and now you own said device, or you can trade up into the M8 Ultra or whatever. He says, I'm excited about this. 1.2 terabytes is pretty impressive. Can't wait to see some real benchmarks and testing on this. He says he's waiting for the 512 gigabyte version. An interesting offer. I mean, how many of us need a $12,000 computer? I don't know, but it is an interesting offer.
It could be interesting for small businesses to help them have that kind of superpower before like really needing to put it on the books as a heavy line item in month one. I think this is kind of interesting for if you really need this. You have to make a decision if you really actually need this for your business. Don't just like get this thing for a flex of like, yes, I have a beast now. Like, do you really need this for your business? If so, this would make a ton of sense.
I don't know what people use the studio for. What do they use it for?
Mostly for video editing and or like CAD. Like CAD's a big thing, like 3D motion graphics. Okay. So if you're opening up a motion graphics CAD studio, you probably need the best software and or hardware in the space. This is giving you that opportunity.
Very interesting. Last here on our great finds, I would propose direct-to-consumer weather. Huh? Is this a new category that could exist in the future? I propose this. Okay. This tweet, this is a retweet from Wiz Like Wizard talking about Make Rain. But what he's talking about is Rainmaker. Producer Jack, click on this tweet here from Augustus Dorico. Rainmaker just produced around 19 million gallons of water in Alaska. And via next-gen cloud seeding over 3 hours of operations. Anybody who thinks cloud seeding isn't real is not on the internet. It is real. There are actual companies doing it. We're the first company to provably produce precipitation in Alaska as promised. We've linked our white paper, relevant data. In the future, Rainmaker will protect and restore glaciers with man-made snowfall. Immediately, the demonstration shows how Rainmaker will add new water to the Colorado River and Great Salt Lake in the coming months. A huge, huge problem in the West is water, okay? The drought has continued. Everything over there with Colorado River, it's always going down, okay? Water is a big problem in the Western United States. Actually, there are states, entire states, their water rationing is getting less.
Bad, really bad.
in the next year or so. Turn around the analysis white paper just a couple of days after operating, etc. This is a huge, like, state-funded thing, and there are other companies doing this. Rainmaker, I submit here, maybe one of the future companies that could, deliver Amazon ordered weather. I need some rain. It's too hot. It's too hot here in Central Texas. Just deliver me just a little spot of rain. There's a company that like has D2C sunlight. You saw that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Link up the satellites.
Could be an absolute game changer for farmers if they could order like rain on demand for like a closed off kind of acreage.
Right.
And then it's always just rocking and rolling. I just imagine you meet this guy at a party and you're like, yo, awesome. Like, yeah, this is what I do. And it's like, yo, what do you do? It's like, oh, I control the weather.
Make it.
And you're like, what? You're like, yeah, I control the weather with my technology. And you're like, this guy's crazy. And it actually does this. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Yeah. I think it's super interesting. And we've had a really hot summer here in Charlotte, and honestly, just a really bad drought here in Charlotte. Mm. I could see this being super applicable to really, really badly afflicted areas. We're not terrible. It's not a need case for us, but there are some areas where it is a need case.
The Colorado River in the west,
example.
Utah, Nevada, California, Arizona. Huge example. And who knows? Maybe in the coming years, your own backyard when you need a little rain, coming your way. Next on our closing time, words of wisdom coming up on our way there. A word from our sponsors over at Tie and Postscript. Play it for us, producer Jack. There's a reason when people make a switch from whatever SMS partner they have at Postscript, they see a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue on average. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being the top 1% account in their entire platform inside of a year. And the secret is, I just did what they said. And what they are saying is that you're leaving money on the table and your customers text you back. Go get the conversation report, direct-to-consumer.co/the conversation report. The good news is Postscript's AI shopper can now have one-to-one conversations with your customers at scale. Many thanks for Postscript being part of the show. Email provider and your tech stack probably only recognizes about a third of your returning shoppers. Everyone else, they're browsing anonymously, and your flows, they're just sit idle. Tie identifies up to 70% of your total site traffic and pushes those shoppers into the flows that you already run. Caraway, as an example, uses Tie's predict scoring to lift opens by 40%, clicks by 30%, while sending 20% fewer emails. Go book a walkthrough. Go to meettie.com/cowboy. When you do, tell them that Colin and I sent you today. Many thanks for Ty being part of the show. Words of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, in our closing time of said episode today. If you did not know, now you do. The FDA does allow insect fragments inside of your food. They do. I already knew this. I don't like to think about it. It is fresh on the timeline, and it is worthwhile for everyone to know. This coming to us by way of localized food app. They say the FDA publishes exactly how many bug parts your foods are allowed to contain. Chocolate passes with up to 60 insect fragments. Oh, golly. It's horrible to think about. And a rodent hair per 100 grams. A single rodent hair. That is okay per 100 grams. Golly, peanut butter clears at 30 fragments and a hair in the same amount. Ground cinnamon allows 400 fragments and 11 rodent hairs per 50 grams. Hops, I would guess here for beer, can carry 2,500 aphids per 10 grams. Even wheat flour has its own limit, 75 fragments per 50 grams. Localized food app says here, fresh food from a real farmer never needed a defect level. This is not something that we like to think about, but methinks a necessary part of the entire CPG business. I don't know how you keep rodent hairs and insect fragments out of all of one's food on a national scale. I think this is like a necessary piece of the entire food system. Is that fair?
I don't know, dude. I don't think Europe has this problem. Europeans probably look at us like we're freaking idiots in a zoo over here. They're like, look at those
Golly.
idiots eat chocolate with rodent hairs, and meanwhile they're having their delicious bread with olive oil and 6 cigarettes and some coffee and
Bowl of
some
heavy cream.
bowl of heavy cream and honestly rodent-free chocolate that they're having, some dark chocolate.
Gosh.
There's some things Europe gets right, and I will die on this hill, and it is food safety is one of them.
I would like some help. We need to perplexity this. What are the insect fragments allowed in European food? I would like to know.
Let's hit it up.
Can you ask? It's worth asking and knowing. If we truly can have 0 insect fragments and 0 rodent hairs, that would be nice. I don't want to think about eating rodent hairs inside of my peanut butter and chocolate and bowl of heavy cream with espresso and something healthy like a 1-2 bottle of wine. I would rather go with no insect fragments if possible.
Theirs is none. So it's none, and that makes it unfit for consumption.
I changed my mind. It's possible to have 0 rodent hairs.
It turns into a unfit for consumption labeling.
Oh man. Wow. We really are the like capitalists maximizing. As long as it's only got 1 hair per 100 grams, we're okay. Just push it through. I'm down for 0.
Brutal.
I want 0 now.
So they have different things too. So they have GMP, which is good manufacturing practices, and then what is called a HACCP, hazard analysis critical control point, which is basically 2 layers on everything else that we don't have. We don't have any of that.
Okay, I changed my mind. I'm fully Euromaxing with my food now.
Yeah.
I want 0 rodent hairs and 0 insect fragments in my food.
Yeah. It's brutal. It says unlike the FDA for the US, it's just like direct comparison to us. So wow, that sucks.
Man, that hurts me.
That hurts me a little bit too. They're like, yeah, nice rodent food. Nice rodent chocolate.
I wonder how this, could affect I don't guess we're ever going to import a bunch of European food. I guess we're just not going to do it. We need to revitalize and change and transform our own, food processes and restrictions and clearances.
It starts from the inside, dude. Change starts from the inside.
It starts with the man in the mirror.
Man in the mirror. That's where it starts.
Wow. This hurts me to find out. Also, it makes me love our European brethren much more.
That's why Oren goes over there so much, probably.
That's why Oren goes to the Greek Isles, so he can eat peanut butter that has 0 rodent hairs.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Wow. Next on our words of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, Fanby has this to say: all the smart money in Ecomm is saying spend as little as you can on OpEx so you can spend as much as possible on marketing. His takeaway here: buy as much meta as you can. Buy as much meta as you can. And I will say, he does have a point. He has a real point. I mean, in the era of what I would describe increasingly as the one-man brand and lowering OpEx as much as possible, unless, all of the adults inside of our North America and beyond interwebs, digital presence opt into, I want the same restrictions that are being placed on everybody 18 and under inside of the United States, unless there is some kind of mass movement to restrict usage of said platform. Maybe it is smart to buy as much meta as possible. Not financial advice, but it makes me wonder. This is definitely the meta, the narrative of the current moment inside of e-commerce. Your thoughts on this, Colin?
This is the cheapest CPMs Meta's ever going to have, period. This is the cheapest it's ever going to have. They're only going to get more expensive. I still believe in the Zuck. I think he's cracked out.
He is.
And I think they're going to figure out all the stuff forward despite all the headwinds. And I always bag on them, but it's really hard to bet against the Zuck.
It's hard to bet against the Zuck. And despite more stories that we will cover tomorrow, especially at the top of the show, I already know And even despite that, can't bet against the Zuck. Next, Victoria's Secret up nearly 300% over the last year. This is crazy to me. They are literally bringing sexy back, as Justin Timberlake is known for. Victoria's Secret actually doing it.
Yeah.
You could have placed your money in a lot of places if you just placed it into the legacy company that is actually bringing sexy back and owning their niche and audience and bringing their fashion show back in its prior form. If we had all invested in Victoria's Secret, actually, maybe we all might be generational wealth and happy and healthy, and maybe entirely shut down on our Facebook ads altogether. I don't know, but impressive by them. 300% in the past year. It's wild.
Totally makes a ton of sense when you consider secondary effects of the GLP-1 movement as outlined right here. And a big shocker, once people lose a ton of weight really fast, they kind of want to show off their body a ton more. And so, yeah, you're going to have some sexy clothes. I would also check on bikini lines as well. I would check on all bikini stores and all bikini brands because they're probably up pretty exponentially right now. Yes, people are getting more fit. People are getting hotter, so to speak. And there's secondary effects of that. And, more people are focused on protein. More people are focused on XYZ things. But I did not see this one coming, and I really should have.
It's a good point about the secondary effects of the GLP-1 movement. I mean, you have been such a big advocate for how it will affect our society in total.
Big time.
I'm shocked, actually, that you did not think of lingerie as a potential place where
I missed a couple.
That could have had effect. I will say I've just been considering them like really owning their yearly fashion show. They've been having all kinds of people through there to perform and such. I mean, they have really gone back to we are fully owning this. That's really been what's in my mind. Go ahead.
They've asked me to do the fashion. They asked me.
They didn't.
They asked me to do the men's line, dude.
There is no men's line.
Want me to debut it, dude. It's a big deal for me. I wish you would support it.
They don't. And if they were and they did, I would support you getting out on that catwalk.
Let's go.
And doing your thing. But I don't think that moment is coming. Lastly, of our closing time words of wisdom, Ni Aheen, astute knower of ball, decider, interesting insight offerer of all that is happening inside of consumer, especially on the creator side over at Net Influencer. He has this to say: Nike is the canonical case study for a brand that mastered broadcast media and is completely rudderless when it comes to algorithmic media. Petrifying, simply petrifying. And it's interesting. The downtick begins like just before 2022. It's kind of wild how he's laying this out. I mean, it seems totally true. The moment, the era of broadcast, Nike dominating everywhere, every way. Now in the algorithmic era of consumer, social media, and more, man, downturn. And I don't know if they come back up again.
Oren said something yesterday that I cannot unhear, which is Nike is now a Kmart brand. And it's so true. And I don't know how they come back from this. They have no avenue. They have no lanes. They have some really cool stuff that they could do. I don't know if they're gonna do it. I wouldn't touch this stock with a 1,000-foot pole.
Wow, that's kind of strong.
Yeah.
Don't you think that it's possible for them to return? They just need to it's like
maybe
we talked about earlier. You got to look inside. You got to look inward. You can bring us back here, Producer Jack. One has to find a way forward. I mean, that company is just too big and too much of an icon and legacy just to, wither away, rest on their laurels.
It can totally happen. There's so many competitors right now. There's so many good competitors right now that are playing A grade right now. And I could totally see them getting their freaking lunch eaten for the rest of the year.
It's just such a different moment now. There's so many brands Everything is so fragmented, you know. The days of yore where you just went to a store and you bought the one thing that's always available there that everybody knew. Yeah, at this point, it's kind of like, do I want this? No, but it's here. I'd rather have something cooler that's not here.
Yeah.
But I'll take what's here because I need it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Utilitarian.
Absolutely. Yeah. They have no brand right now.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign for Nike's future. Moving forward to our moment of zen as we exit this show, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get there, a word from our sponsors over at Universal Ads. Play it for us, producer Jack. If your growth is plateauing on search and social, it's time to rethink TV. Universal Ads makes it simple for D2C brands to run TV campaigns designed for performance without the usual mystery of getting involved with television. You get both premium streaming and linear inventory all in the same place, okay? You're reaching net new target audiences outside of the same crowded social feeds. We're all spending our dollars today. There's no hidden markups or fees. Campaign separate management. It's just like search and social. You get running minutes. TV that's designed that delivers for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com. Use code UA Cowboy. You can get $1,500 in matched ad credits. Many thanks for Universal Ads being part of the show. Lastly, for our moment of zen, ladies and gentlemen, a comparison of 2006 Rich versus 2026 Rich. I thought that you would love this. I thought that you would love this. This comes to us by way of financial dystopia. 2006 Rich, we've got Tony Soprano here. He's eating gabagool. He's out on the boat. Got the backyard pool. Bada bang. You know, he's driving the Escalade. He's got a, gated house that one has to go through. 2026 Rich is buying a house before 2020. And it's
fair.
True. It's true. It's true. Owning a car, just owning a car, buying groceries at Kroger without checking prices, 3 kids in the back, having a garage, having all of the streaming services, being a single income household, taking a vacation per year, filling up at the gas station without complaining. There's a lot about this that really resonates. Your thoughts on this?
I will say the Escalade and the Tahoe still absolutely rip in 2026. I keep seeing a couple of these when I'm driving to the gym in the morning, and they mog everybody. And so, I still think that's a fun part of 2026, Rich. But yeah, oh gosh, I will go on my diet. I'll go too deep into the weeds of like how the boomers just absolutely gutted our economy and then ripped the ladder up behind them. But I won't because we'll be here for 5 hours.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate you for considering us on that. Colin Dougherty. Many thanks to Nate Lagos, founder of Shootin Doubles, for joining us today. Many thanks to Jared Gutstadt, founder at Rebel Audio. Matt D'Elia, host of the Matt D'Elia is Confused Patreon live stream that everybody should go and sign up for. Many thanks to JT Sarafa, founder at JTS Growth and member at Pop Daddy Snacks. And many thanks to Alex McEachern over at Intelligems for joining us today. Thanks to Slash, Rocked, Aftersell, Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, Tide, Trend Track, Propel, Rich Panel, Intelligems, Northbeam, Seguno, and Postscript for making the show possible. Thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. See you on the other side.